Okay, y'all, we are back again. Sorry we're late. YouTube Streets Podcast, man. New Age plug. You did it again. You already know what it is. I'm gonna put the link in the chat too for any of the people that want to come up. I think there's some people last time that wanted to come didn't have a chance to, so the link will be in the chat. Mods, go ahead and copy and paste that. Um, we are going to skip through a little bit and get to the meat, the gravy, the mashed potatoes, the important stuff when it comes to this. Real quick though, let's start with this. Corrupt, are you here? Mic check 1 2. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
yay, yay, yer. Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear, man. Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat. And we back. That's what they say, right? And we back.
And we back. That's like Jay Williams, and we back.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
Patient stated she would be interested to attempt coloring and declined due to the focus on her grief. Patient then became tearful, possessing heavy loss and depression since her accident. Patient shared feelings of grief, guilt, and shame. Patient stated she wanted to die and it was her fault for killing her boyfriend.
Mm. That says a lot, man. That says a lot. Patient shared feelings of grief, guilt, and
Now,
shame.
Now it says a lot on both sides, right? You could say a way that she's feeling
Yeah.
is this remorse, Kinsey,
Or is this
or is
playing
this
the
only
system?
feeling or is this Mackenzie only feeling bad for herself?
Feeling bad for herself, or is she saying the things that she thinks they want to hear from her, or is there's many different ways this could go, bro. I mean, like, I don't know. This is when was this taken? Patient said. So
Yeah, so she talked to a therapist. We'll get to this is part of it, and we'll get to it eventually. It's farther down in the trial transcripts, but at one point, she talked to a therapist, and this is what she told them. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think at the end of the day, if she started to go into this of feeling grief and remorse, she might have a chance of getting out 15 years. But she switched her whole stance up. This isn't how she feels
yeah.
today. Remember, I'm big on intent. Remember, she said intent. I'm so big on intent. This right here is your intent for killing my boyfriend. This is a mission of guilt. This is coming clean.
Mm, tell them. Tell them what it is, bro. Tell them what it is.
But we'll get to it
Mission of
eventually, man.
guilt. Coming
Salute to
clean, he says. Woo!
salute to everybody in the building. Thank you, Nene Angeles, for the 2 jewels. Silver Star. Thank you so much. All right, this is the direct examination of Christopher Martin. This is the guy that basically is going to be the prosecution's witness of basically Mackenzie Shirilla threatening to kill Dom prior to killing Dom. So this is so important. And there's a cross examination as well. And then there's a recross after that. So let's get. I went because I read this on my alone time today, just going through it, and I feel like this is very important. The whole thing's important. We're gonna get to the whole thing, but we need to get to this because it's very
Yeah.
important.
All right. Let's get to that.
Oh, your first live. Oh, awesome. Hey, salute to you for being here. Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
hanging out. Shout out to Super Dave in the chat. Shout out to all the
Yeah. Welcome.
moderators. Salute to
Welcome to the
everybody.
live, Julie.
All right,
And
so
you know what I say over there on my channel, bro? I say, you know, I got mad love for my repeat offenders, but it's always great to see new faces.
also I don't know if I'm sent the link to Pino. Send the link to Pino. I thought I sent it to him. I
I
thought I
got you.
did. I think I did, but just to make sure while we're sitting here.
I
Um,
got you.
yeah, so let's get started. This is crazy. All right, so the prosecution they start off examining, Christopher Martin. Good morning, sir. Good morning. My name is Tim Troop. I'm with the prosecutor's office, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Would you please state your full name for the record? Christopher Martin, and I believe his nickname in chat. I might be getting it wrong, but I think it's Hinch, or it
Some
has to be
yeah,
right.
it's something like that. Yeah, hinch or hunch, hutch. Hey, I don't
Maybe
know.
it's Hutch. Maybe the pro Mackenzie people switch it from Hutch to Hinch because they're trying to make him seem like he's some hinch man for the Russos.
I'm not sure, but I know it started with an H. Remember, I told you that we talked about this a while back because this is the dude that went to rescue Dom whenever he was, when he called his mom talking about Kenzie threatening to crash the whip, right? And I was like, yeah. Chris went and got her. He was like, no, his name's something else. I was like, yeah, he goes by something else, but his name is Chris. So, but I know his nickname starts with a H, but I could not tell you precisely, bro.
I will look that up later too. Somebody said Bubba did an interview on Melly True Crime. Oh, salute to Melly. I will definitely see what the hell Bubba has to say. That's hilarious. I'm glad that she got the content out. I guarantee because this is the type of dude that keeps saying so much. He's got diarrhea in the mouth. He's lying. So that's great that she's interviewing him. Great content.
That is, yeah. Shout out Melly.
Dang it, I was supposed to do an interview tonight. I forgot to text. Okay, anyways. All right, now about this case, the Wade Wilson case, got a big interview coming. All right, so Christopher Martin, I'm going to step back for you. It sounds like you have a soft voice. Keep your voice up and speak slowly so the court reporter can take down everything that you're saying, all right? Yeah, not a problem. Can you say your name again? Christopher Martin. Martin, yes. Are you employed, sir? Yes. Where are you employed? Actually, I'm having a hard time hearing. Answer. Cuyahoga Auto Glass. Prosecution. There you go. Lean into the microphone. Mr. McDonald, can I move? I can't hear him at all. The court. I'll turn the microphone on. What do you do at the auto glass? Install windshields. How long have you been doing that? 9 years. How old are you? 41, four, and then two. Maybe didn't know his age. I don't see what these dash that's always in there. I don't know. I don't know what that is. So without giving me your address, what city and state do you live in? Strongsville, Ohio. Okay. Are you familiar with the family of Dominique Russo? Yes. How are you familiar with the Russo family? Friends, and an answer is friends of the family. How long have you been friends of the Russo family? 5, 6 years. Are you friends with a particular member of the Russo family? Pretty much all of them. All of them? Yes. Have you ever been convicted of a felony in the state of Ohio? Yes. Now, let's see what he's actually convicted for, real quick. What felony have you been
Yeah.
convicted of? Carrying a concealed weapon and illegal transport of a firearm.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that's not a big deal at all. That's a
Well, yeah. I mean, it,
does it hurt
but
what does that mean to you is a better question.
well, to me, it's deeper than that. To me, it's like, where's the original paperwork? Like, did we plead down to that? Did we, you know what I mean? Like, so my mind instantly goes to like, how did we come up with these,
Well, if
convictions?
keywords
Like,
could yeah, keywords could I was about to
yeah,
say,
what were
okay,
we
well,
charged with? Like, is what my mind goes to. But like, that could be somebody that is, just going out to the range for the day, happens to get pulled over, driving a little too fast, and there it is. Like, based off of just the wording in that.
well, it isn't theft or stealing, so because I always put that together with lying. So I can't. He's still a credible witness just because he has a carrying a concealed weapon and illegal transport of firearm. Like in Florida,
Yeah.
that's not even a charge anymore. Like this is literally
Nah,
nothing,
here either. No, yeah. As long as you're not a convicted felon, you can carry whatever wherever.
except for
Yeah.
this, the illegal transport. That's not. Oh yeah, so that would be out of the glove box or out in
Well,
the
like,
open, maybe.
before the laws changed, a little over a year ago here, like, if you didn't have the CCW, then you had to have it broke down in 3 sections, right? So you had to have the main weapon in one location, like the glove box. Then you had to have the mag in a spot that wasn't within arm's distance, right? So like, you could have it in the back, but then you had to have the ammo in another secured spot. So like, in the trunk, you know what I mean? Like, you had to have it broken down to where that was the only way you could legally have it in there without having the CCW. Um, but all that's out
Hmm.
the window once the laws change.
Anton, his comments funny. Let them girls get down on the flow, like a pimp. Crazy, crazy comment, brother. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know, man. All right,
Hey,
so
but shout out to you for the dono,
yeah,
though,
no,
man. Hey,
for
he got
sure.
his comment heard, didn't he?
You that hey, listen, you got to read them. Whatever they put, you
Yeah,
got to read them. I've exposed myself because someone donated. I had to read it. Bubba's car probably sounds like Bubba.
that's pretty
Hilarious.
good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That
He's
was
a
yeah,
goofball. And salute to you. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Well, what that here in Cuyahoga County? Yes. In the courthouse, yes. Do you recall which judge? Mr. McDonald, objection. I do not. The court overruled. Okay, you talked with me before testifying. It's crazy that I don't this is why did he eject this? Because if it ends up being Russo, then he shouldn't be. It's a conflict of interest, I think, right? Or is it because he's a witness? It wouldn't matter. But why did Mr. McDonald eject that? I don't know. I don't know
Go
why.
back, go back, go back, go back.
So
All right.
basically, they're talking about when you were convicted of these felonies 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was that here in Cuyahoga County? Yes, in the courthouse. Yes.
Cuyahoga. Yeah.
Do you recall which judge, Mr. McDonald? Objection.
It
I feel
doesn't
like if
matter. Yeah.
well that the defense is all right. Well, anyways, okay. You talked with me before testifying here today. Yes.
Well, they also
Go
want to
ahead.
throw in they would as a defense, you want to throw in as much deflection as you can. A lot of like YouTube, a lot of how a lot of these guys operate anyway. But as much deflection as you can because you want to, take the eyes off. Like, okay, well, if they got that wrong, or if they're putting that in there, and it shouldn't be, then how much else are they doing, right? Like the more doubt you can cause, in somebody's head, the better chances you got as a defense. So you want to object anything you can, man.
Anna in the chat says, I don't even know why his convictions are relevant, except I do know that in some instances they automatically consider felons as not credible. I know, but a lot of times they're shying away from it because there's the YNW Melly case is dealing with this right now.
Well, then
Anyways,
it depends on what, like we were saying, it depends on what it is, like what the convictions were for. I mean, certain crimes are looked at certain ways, and some things it don't matter what kind of truth you got to tell, bro. We don't want to hear from you.
and you understand that you are here to testify about an incident that took place out on I-71 last July, correct? Answer yes. So let's talk about that incident. What do you remember specifically about the incident last July? We were actually sitting in the garage, me and Christine Russo. She ends up getting a phone call from her son, Dom. He seemed upset. So as she is sitting there talking to him, I knew she was not feeling well. She just got out of the hospital, and I decided to go and find out where he was at and pick him up and get him away from the situation where he was in.
We got a
But
situation.
what is that?
We got Pino having internet trouble. He's restarting everything right now. We also have the one Mr. Respected Woody Wood wants the link.
Oh, okay, Woody.
He said, "Yo, just got off work. I'm gonna jump up with y'all, but I'm gonna get out, take a shower real quick, drop that plug, drop the link." Yeah, he wants the link, so he ain't
Okay,
coming right
Woody.
away, but he wants the link.
All right, Woody. We're gonna drop the link. I'll
I'ma
drop it
send
in
it
a
to
little
him.
bit. Yeah, send it to him, but wait, hold off because we got to get through this. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
all right,
gonna
let's
come with
hit
some
it.
Mackenzie stuff, but
Yeah, I don't know if he knows anything about the Mackenzie stuff, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, always welcome. Woody's good dude.
oh
My bad,
yeah,
man.
OG, man. He's been in the feds in Florida. Oh, not the feds. He's been in. No, right? Did I get that
No,
right? No, no. He
no,
was a
no, he
state in
was state.
Florida.
He was
He was
state. Yeah,
state, and he's been locked up in multiple states. Great interview, great guy, great
yeah,
human being.
yeah.
We'll get him
He
on. We'll
he
get him on. Let's just get through this. So I don't know how relevant that is to this. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep it.
Pinot's working his way this way though. So
All right.
anybody out there that enjoys Pinot's takes, it's on the way, man. Stay tuned. Let's get back to it.
You're sitting in the garage with Christine Russo. Yes. Where is the garage located? Right behind her house. Okay. This is a garage that is located right behind the home of Christine Russo. Correct. And what city and state? Strongsville. Geographically, can you describe where Christine Russo's home is? On Loon Road, less than a quarter of a mile from the high school. How close is it to Interstate 71? A few minutes. Probably about a mile, mile and a half. If you leave Christine's home and drive to the first exit to I-71, which route would you take? On the Pearl to 82, and 82 to the highway. Is that the route that you took on this date in July? Actually, no. I cut down where McDonald's is off of Pearl. Why did you take that shortcut? The light was red and I could turn right. You testified Dom made a telephone call to Christine. Yes. And at some point, you left the garage. Yes. How long of a time period elapsed from the telephone call coming in to you leaving the garage? Maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. All right. What took place without telling me any what anyone said? What took place in the garage during those 3 to 4 minutes? Christine was upset. She was talking to Dom. Why did you leave the garage? She's upset. And he called his mom that something is going on. What was your purpose for leaving the garage? To go get him out of the situation that could have been a bad situation. Did you have a destination that you were headed to get him? It wasn't a set destination until I figured out where he was at. How were you able to figure out where he was at? By cell phone. Did you place this telephone call then to Dom Russo after you left the garage? Yes. Did he answer? Yes. Did you speak with him? Yes. Based on the content of the conversation, were you able to determine a location of Dom Russo? Yes. What was the location? They were coming down 71 North. Okay. And you could be more I can't even, dude, some words right
Specific.
now I just
Specific.
can't even say it specific as to which
Yeah.
section of 71 North they were coming between Pearl and Bagley. When you say they, whom are you speaking of? Dom and Mackenzie. Were you on the telephone with Dom as you were driving that to that location? Now, real quick, we've already, so before this case blew up on Netflix a year ago, we covered it just
Yeah.
like Rotten Mango. Or
Yeah.
I don't even think Rotten Mango. I think she might have covered it too. A lot of people covered it back then. But
Oh
when we
yeah.
covered it, the audio of this dude testifying to police, we've heard. But being in court, we don't get to see him on the stand. People's capping in the fucking comments saying they've seen this whole trial. I where? Tell me where you've seen this whole trial. And if you have the whole trial on video, send it to me because I even requested it through the news station. There's people that are I don't know that are in the comments talking a lot of shit, but whatever. Not you guys
Um,
now. I'm talking
um,
about after
oh,
the
I was
video
about to
from last
say.
night. It was from last night. It was from last night
Yeah, I
after
haven't
the
even went back.
somebody said it was unbearable to read it. I'm like, listen, I won't read it again, but there's people in the chat that wanted to hear it. There's people that want to hear it, so I'll read it. But one person's telling me if there's more people in the comments saying, "Yo, don't read this shit no more. It's horrible. Don't do it no more," then I would stop. But one person saying it, I'm not listening to you, lady. Get out of here with that shit.
Right. Nah,
All right.
one. No, go ahead, bro.
No, 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 no. You got something. Go ahead, bro.
No, I ain't got nothing, brother. No, no, no.
Were
You go
you on the
ahead.
telephone with Dom as you were driving to the location? It was back and forth, back and north. He called his mom and I was calling him. So this could be a typo. He called his mom and I was calling him. So it was kind of back and forth. And once I
That
got a hold of him, what's up?
that makes sense, kind of. You know what I mean? Like they're all playing phone tag, so like he can't necessarily get in touch with him because when he's trying to call him, Dom's calling his mama, and you know what I mean. Like if I'm sure you've had it happen. You trying to call somebody, you if they're trying to call somebody at the same time, bro, you're not getting through. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People in the chat right now saying they want to hear it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Love y'all. All right. I stayed on the phone with him until I figured out exactly what spot he was in. And you testified Dom and Mackenzie were in the car. How do you know that Mackenzie was in the car with Dom? It was her car. She was driving. Okay. Did you know that at the time that you were on the telephone with Dom? Yes. Okay. Was there a point in time where you actually caught up to the car? Yes. Where was that location? On the side of the highway. Approximately how long in time from that telephone call was Dom made to Christine to you locating the car that Dom was in? How long of period it may have elapsed? About 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. All right. When you locate the car, what do you see? I pulled up behind the car and she's blank. The door is swinging open because she knew that I was there and his hands blank. Mr. McDonald, objection. What he knew. To objection as to what he knew. The court, can you rephrase? Let me ask it in this way. When you first located the car on I-71, were you driving and was the car also were you driving and the car was also driving? Yes, they were. How long of a period did you see this car being driven by the defendant? 35 seconds or so. Okay. Then what happened to the car? They pulled over. So you followed the car north on I-71 for approximately 30 seconds or so. Is that what you said? Yeah. The car pulls off to the side of the road. Yes. What do you observe? Do you see the defendant driving the car? Mackenzie. Yes. Yes. She was the driver. She was the driver. And carpool up did this car pull off the road? Yes. And did you observe anything taking place inside the car after it pulled off the road? A tussle.
Whoa, whoa,
A
whoa, whoa,
tussle. I
whoa, whoa,
know.
whoa, whoa,
A
whoa.
tussle.
A tussle, bro.
Now they
Okay,
got this
so
guy. This is the thing, though. This is what the Mackenzie supporters don't understand. They got a guy by the name of Christopher Martin that's on the stand basically saying what Mackenzie did before she did it. You got
yeah,
this shows intent. You
premeditation.
yeah, bro. She was swinging her hands at him. Okay. She was swinging
Whoa,
her hands at him? Yes. Both
that's
hands? Both hands. What was
but
Dom
like,
doing, if
yeah,
anything?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. That's yeah.
What was Dom doing, if anything? Trying to get out the car. Were you still
Okay,
on the telephone? Go ahead, Corrupt. No,
that's
it's
not a
recorded.
tussle. That's not a tussle.
Okay.
That's that's
Okay.
abuse.
Ooh. Talk your shit, Corrupt. I thought you were going the other way with it. And he
Yeah,
came
no,
back.
no, look,
Uh,
that's not a tussle, bro. A tussle is people that like you both have hands on each other. You're tussling around, right? Like in your mind, a tussle, like we tussling, bro. Like um, someone putting hands on someone else while they are trying to evade the situation. That is abuse, not a tussle. Let's be clear.
Miss Joy, that I appreciate you bringing up the voodoo because I always forget about it. But remember, Natalie and Mackenzie were really into that shit. Very demonic. We'll get to that another time. But I appreciate you reminding me. Both hands? Answer both hands. Question: what was Dom doing, if anything? Trying to get out of the car. Were you still on the telephone with Dom when you pulled up behind that car? Yes. Did you overhear the defendant saying anything at that time? She said she was going to wreck his car right now.
Oh man.
Question. When she said she'll wreck his car right now, what did she say? Did she say I'm going to wreck this car right now, or did she say, Mr. McDonald, objection? The court sustained. Just tell us what you recall her saying. This is the judge saying this. Just tell us what you recall her saying, the words that you can recollect. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I got thrown off my game a little bit, bro.
He
Yeah,
was, no, you're
yeah,
good.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
saying, so we'll go past it. People could correct me later. He was saying something to her. There
Recollect.
was some, recollect. He was saying something to her. There was some type of argument, and he said, I want to get out of this car. She was also blank. She's like blank. And then Mr. McDonald said objection, but before the court could say anything, homeboy Christopher said it,
He kept
right?
going.
He kept
Yeah.
going. So the objection came,
Yeah.
right? This is crazy.
Yeah.
The
He
objection
said,
came,
I
and he's
don't
like,
hear it.
I'm no objection. And this was she's like, I'm gonna wreck this car right now. I'm going to wreck this car right now. The
It don't
court
matter. It
overruled.
was overruled. Yeah.
Don't matter, yeah. How did you perceive the comments that you overheard the defendant say to Don Russo? Mr. Madonna objection. The court overruled. How far I blank, can you repeat that? How did you perceive the comment that you heard when she said, I'm going to wreck this car? How did you perceive this? Answer from Christopher. I was worried. I kind of felt that it was a bad situation and they needed to be separated. Question. Did she make that comment before the car had pulled over to the side of the road and parked? Question mark. It was kind of at the same time as they're pulling off to the side of the road. Okay. After she made that comment, you saw the defendant striking her hand at Dom. What took place on I 71? After that, he hopped in the car. We pulled off. I take him home, and shortly after that, her dad pulled up, Mr. Cuck Steve himself, asking for her belongings. Question. Were you still on the telephone with Dom when he got in the car? Answer. No. Question. All right. Did you see the defendant do anything else on the side of the road there? Answer. No. Do you recall if you left the scene prior to the defendant leaving or after she left? We pulled off first. Question. Okay. Did you have a conversation with Dom once he got in your car? Answer for Chris. Yes. Question. I don't want to know what he told you. What did you do after he got in your car? We drove home. Do you mean the Christines? Yes. From the time that you left Christine Russo's until you returned to the home with Dom, how long of a time period are we talking about? Less than a half an hour. Do you recall anything else taking place after you returned to Christine Russo's homes? Just her dad coming there trying to get her belongings. So that, we'll stop right here for a second. It shows that this fight was big enough for Mr. Cuck Steve to pull up and get everything out of, the house. Whom are you referring to when you say her dad, Mackenzie's dad? Her father showed up. Do you know her father? No. And he was demanding Mackenzie's clothing? Yes. Do you recall if he, in fact, retrieved any clothing? I think he did. What did Dom do once you got back to Christine's home? Sat in the garage with us. He was upset, and her dad showed up, and we went and got her belongings. Mr. Troop, Your Honor, I have no more questions for Mr. Martin, which is kind of crazy. I thought it would
I
be more
do.
detailed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
I know. I thought it would be more detailed. It's crazy. So let's go back to what he actually heard, right? And
Yeah,
because
yeah. I
remember, if they get another trial, this is he's going to
the
be on the
work
stand saying this. I'm
by the
going to
by
wreck
the
this car right now. As the car is pulling off. How do you feel about that corrupt cartel?
that's wicked work, bro. I am going to wreck this car right now. Like, yeah, I mean, this is somebody that's got some control issues. You know what I mean? Instantly, just by saying that, like there are so many things that are detrimental, toxic, and just not okay with this whole situation. I mean, man, like, people talking about they saw the whole footage of this court case and they still over there ringing that Mackenzie bell, bro. They Salvation Army for Mackenzie Shirilla ringing the bell and shit. There's no way you saw this whole case, man, because things like that, like, bro, I'm gonna wreck this car right now. Who says that, man?
A toxic woman or toxic young woman. Colin Baker.
Yeah, a toxic individual. Yes, doesn't have
Colin
to be a
Baker.
woman, but
Could
yeah.
be an alien, man. They're right in front of our face. They're definitely a demonic entity, especially if they're into voodoo. Colin Baker, $2 donation. Thank you. Pretty Zen, 80 joules. Clock it. Michelle Fordner, thank you so much. 450 joules. Blowfish, thank you so much. Anton has a funny ass comment. Note to self: stay away from Strongsville. You are correct. If you are a single man, Anton, and you're trying to go find somebody, don't go to Strongsville. You know why? Because we already know three females that are batshit crazy: Rosie,
Mm,
Mackenzie, and Natalie.
mm,
And that's the only ones we
mm.
know. Think about it. So you do the math, times it by whatever. Don't go to Strongsville to find your true love, Anson. That's all I got to say to you, brother. Thank you for the donation. All right.
Hey, nah, bro. Nah.
We're gonna do the cross
That is
examination.
quite a comment though, man. I mean,
I know. I know.
cross
It's true.
examination. Let's go.
It's true. Three. We know three.
Bro, I got
Batshit crazy
how you
one.
at that? How do you? How is that all the questions you have for this man
Yeah,
though?
I'm kind of
That's
confused about that. Just kind of maybe try to get more in detail. Maybe we can interview him soon. That'd be kind of crazy, right? We
I
should
would
try to.
love it. I would love that,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, we should try to reach out to Christopher Martin, aka Hitch. All right, cross
Yeah.
examination of Christopher Martin by Mr. McDowell. This is Mackenzie Shirilla's attorney, and this is the dude. This is important. Let's see. Let's see if she. Again, the narrative is that this dude did not fight for her. He did some objections in there. Didn't
He
matter,
better.
but
He got paid. He better do something.
Mr. Martin, my name is Jim McDowell. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Okay, yes. If you don't understand the question, ask me to repeat it or rephrase it, okay? Yes. If you answer the question, I'm going to assume that you understand it, right? Correct. So your testimony is that you have a couple felonies, right? I knew it was going straight to
Here
this.
we go.
There we
Right to
go.
it.
He's going right straight to it, trying to take that credibility away. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says, yes, you're 42 years old. Yes. And you live at Christine Russo's house, question mark. Correct. Where do you live? In the
Uh-oh.
basement. Oh God. Wait,
Uh-oh.
wait a minute. Corrupt. What was that?
Uh-oh.
Oh, for
It's just right. I mean,
It's
this
not
is
funny,
not
but it's funny
looking
how you
like
just did that.
no, I mean, like, bro, it's a oh moment, man. Like, you 42 years old and you live in
Thank you, Miss Carolyn.
somebody that you are not connected with basement. That's I don't know. Like, once again, I mean, last night we were talking about, everybody talking about, you said that they say he's doing a bad job. Um, I yeah, bad job. I don't know. It's all different wordings, right? But right here, I mean, he's starting out like
He's starting
in
hot. He's starting hot.
yeah. I mean, bro, like that's bro. Okay, so look what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You got convictions, right? You're a felon, right? Yes, sir. You 42 years old. Yeah. Where you live?
You live at
You
Christine Russo's
not
basement. Yeah, it is kind of
not in your
crazy. I
own
know.
apartment, not in your own. Yeah, you living in another grown folk that you ain't got no. You mean you ain't with her that we know of. So like, I mean, he's
You got
doing
some
his
good questions
job.
there,
He's
Corrupt. I
doing
think
his job.
some of this is going to answer itself, and he is painting a picture. He's doing what they're supposed to do. This is what a defense attorney's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Try
Yeah.
to basically discredit the witness that the prosecutors brought on, and to try to paint them their relation. Like I see what he's doing. He's trying to paint it like you would probably do anything for this woman. You're living in her basement, and we'll get
Yep.
to it. So where do
Yep.
you live? In the basement. In the basement or the garage? Basement. And do you live by yourself in the basement or with anyone? By myself. How long has that arrangement been going on? About a year, almost a year. You said that you were living there back in July of last year, right? I never said that I lived there in July. So you were not living there on that day? No. Of this alleged incident? Right. Okay, that's a little confusing. So the time of the incident happened, he wasn't even living there at that time. That's what you're
Well,
saying.
okay. Well, it seemed like the defense attorney should have known this right here, though, right?
I think that's why he asked it.
Because okay, well, I need to see where he's going, bro.
Yeah, I see
Because
where he's going with
uh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So you were not living there on that day? No. Of this alleged incident? Right. No. I actually lived off 82. Why did you move in with the Russos? My house was end up getting sold, and I love Strongsville, so it was a hard time finding another house. We just moved in. When you say we moved in, well, I moved in. Question, you moved in? Yes. That is crazy. He said we moved in. Huh.
He got a mouse in his pocket.
Yeah, yeah, that could be it. I moved in. You moved in? Yes. And does Miss Russo own one or two houses? Two. Did you move into the house where she lived? Question mark. Yes. And when you moved in, who was living at the house besides you and Christine Russo? Her son, Christopher, and her other son, Angelo. Dom lived where? Next door. With whom was Dom living? Mackenzie. No question about that, right? True. Yes. Your nickname is Henchman. Dude, he said it all the way out. Holy shit. Bro, why can't he just say Hinch?
Yeah, yeah, well, because he's pushing narratives, plug. Oh, you gonna search what henchman is? What it
Full
means?
definition. Yes.
Okay, well,
So, a henchman, a faithful follower, a political supporter, especially one prepared to engage in crime or dishonest practices by way of service. Now, I'm not trying to discredit this witness, but that is a crazy nickname to have. Can we
so it's
agree to that?
corrupt.
So is corrupt. I know, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's not
Yeah,
crazy when we see it in in our regular life, but in this case, it just sounds
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
But
but I mean,
does it
bro, when I
discredit
hear
him? No, it doesn't
henchman,
discredit him.
when I hear henchman, I think of like that old school 1970s and 80s Batman TV show, the bam, pow, wham, and the penguin he had henchmen. You know what I mean? Like that's what it makes me think, henchmen. Like
Yeah,
Batman go beat your ass, bro.
little sidekick. Yeah. So who calls you that? Everybody, family, friends. Who gave you that nickname? I couldn't recall who gave it to me. The Russos gave it to you. Somebody, one of her friends. Yeah, the Russos gave you that name, the name henchman. What does henchman mean to
Oh,
you, dude? This is getting crazy. The Russos gave
oh,
you the name henchman. What does henchman mean to you? Guy who gets things done. One of the things that you get done is get Dom out of situations, right? Answer: no. You testified earlier on a direct examination when called, you would get Dom out of situations. What's that you said not 10 minutes ago? That's not what you said not 10 minutes
uh
ago?
oh,
Out of answer,
uh-oh.
out of a situation, not situations.
Yeah,
Question:
yeah,
no, you.
one, not plural.
So the lawyer says this, Mackenzie's lawyer says this. No, you said situations. Would you like to retract that now? I'm not retracting
Don't do it.
anything. Oh man.
Good job, good job,
Oh
good job.
man,
Don't
this is
do it.
getting spicy.
Yeah,
Question.
yeah, it's spicy out here.
So you are going to agree your job was to get him out of situations, right? Answer: correct. Question. Okay, this is
Ah,
not only this was not only situation that got him out of, right? And the answer is from Christopher Martin, it's not the only situation that I got him out of.
no, no, no.
It's the
He
oh no
said
no no no, it's the
it
only situation.
is. Yes, it
Yes, it's the
is.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. When did you go to the police about this incident? I couldn't recall the day. Okay. Did you go that day to make a police report? Answer: no. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, this dude ain't gonna call police. So I already can tell you where this is going to. Question: did Dom? I have no idea. Okay. Did you start the contact with the police, or did the police contact you first? The answer: which
Which
situation?
situation? Oh damn. Oh damn.
Well, there's two. You got the murder in this one, so they probably reached. They had, there is two
Yeah,
situations,
no, no. I
not two
mean,
that he got him out
but
of. I know you're trying to
a
go with it, but
question with a question, bro. Anytime a question with a question, you answer a question with a question. Like we playing mind games here now.
which situation about this July 17th incident? Never got in contact with anyone that day. Question: you never talked to police about that day? Answer: after the fact of the accident. So he didn't talk to police until after the fact of the accident. Question: right. So my question to you is, when did you first talk to the police? I said I can't recall the date. You can't recall. Did you call the police or did the police call you? They called me. They called you. Yes. Okay, so you never went to the police about this? No, because you didn't think it was that important, right? I thought it was important, but it's not my situation to call the police. If he blank his thing, if he calls police, that's him. I can't call the police for somebody else. I don't know what this blank is. It's if he blank his thing,
Hmm?
They have a lot of these blanks. So if he calls the police, that's him. I can't call the police for somebody else. You could, but you chose not to. He says true. Question. It took you 15 minutes from learning about this alleged incident to when you happened to be on the highway and caught up to them. Answer. Yes. So where was the car being driven by Mackenzie and Dom when you first received this information? I couldn't tell you. I wasn't in the car. My question was, when did you first receive the information about where the car being driven by them was? When? Yeah, when I was in the garage. When you were in the garage. What was the first initial information that you learned as to where the car was located? When was it when it when was it when I learned? You just told us that you found out about this 15 minutes before you caught up with the car, correct? Correct. So my question to you is when was the first time that you gained information as to where the car was? I had to have been right before I left, right before you left. It took you a minute to get to the highway. No, how long? About 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And when you got this information, where was the car located? Coming down 71. Where on 71? In between Bagley and Pearl. Okay, when you found the car, where was the car? Driving down the highway. What part of the Interstate 71? I assume 71 North. Driving 71 North? Yes. Now you just said going down 71, going down would apply it was going south, right? If that's what you want to call it, 71 blank. You could say down like going downtown, be going downtown north. You didn't say you didn't say downtown. You said you were going down 71. True. You choose the words, not me, correct? Correct. When you finally caught up to the car, it was on 71, right? Yes. Question, heading in that direction? Answer, north. How fast did you have to go to catch up to that car? Well, I don't want to incriminate myself. The judge says, you can say how fast you were going. You're not going to get in trouble for speeding. Probably about 70. Add 20 onto that. Probably not. I was playing. So you were not
Mm.
even going that fast. What I don't understand, if you thought that car was going down, but yet you stopped, it was going north. What intersection did you get onto onto the highway? I don't know where her lawyer's going with this. Like he's like, bro, he's saying a bunch of irrelevant shit, trying to like catch him in a lie. I think maybe
Yeah,
trying to
it's
discredit
mind
his.
games.
It's a
Mind
it's a
games.
it's fuck. It is a mind. I guess it is a mind game.
It is,
I
man.
got on the 82. 82. Yeah, you went north, going north, even though they told you the car was going down. Said he was on 71 north. I'm used to saying down. If it took you 8 minutes to get there, this car must have been where? Medina? It could have been further south of Medina. It could have come from Brunswick. I couldn't tell you where it came from. How is it that you timed it so that you could catch up to this car? The answer is this: phone call. Just listen, say where you're at. He said they were coming down. I was going to hop on 82 and head down, head north, the direction they were going. So eventually I would have caught up to them. And then the lawyer says, you just got lucky. And then the answer is got lucky. You caught up to them
Hey,
right after you got on the highway. Yes. That's what you want us to believe, right? Yes. Are you aware that day that Dom texted Mackenzie? Okay, this is the one that
of
we got an
course.
objection from the state. Okay.
Of course
Objection.
he texted him, man. They in a toxic relationship, bro. Like, and carry on, bro. That's just a dumb question to me, I guess.
Well, corrupt, it gets kind of sticky right here because what he's alluding to is text messages that this is what basically the habeas corpus is saying that Dom said sorry to Mackenzie and it was admitting guilt of the opposite of what Christopher Martin is saying. It's actually saying the opposite because she texted the mom, Christine Russo, saying your son tried to kill us, da 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 da.
Okay. Objection, plug.
Okay.
Battered spouse syndrome.
So Mr. Truth said objection. The court says sustained. Mr. McDonald said no further questions. That's enough, dude. So after he hit him with that, he couldn't switch up the questioning and try to get it out of him, or
Nah,
is
he
it is this
wanted
Well, they did come to
Yeah, he
agreement
wanted to
they weren't
leave
showing
that
all the
like,
texts. They came to agreement that both sides agreed that they weren't showing all the texts either. So,
how do you feel about that though?
well, it would I think it would have criminated Mackenzie more too because the text actually it goes like it's like 95% more bad for Mackenzie than it would be for Dom, in my opinion.
Well, yeah,
Because now
yeah. I mean, I think if
she's obsessed with dabs. Like you could type in dabs and dabs comes up a million times.
I mean, bro, how did people feel about redactions on those one files that came out, right? So, like, showing these texts, but not those texts, um, that's almost like redacted files. We gonna show you what we want you to see, but don't worry about everything that's there, right? Like, I can't get jiggy with that, bro.
Thank you, Miss Jessie Gray, for the 199 donation. Cindy Owens, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Irony Fisticuffs, thumbs up. Irony Fisticuffs gold coin. Appreciate you, man. IC 4139, 100 joules. Thank you, man. Marshmallow. Hi. Irony returns. Happy poop. And Pretty Zen, 6 joules. Chili. Salute to y'all.
Chili.
I think the text is what the joules is, maybe? That's what that is. I don't know. Anyways, redirect
Uh,
examination of Christopher Martin. You have something else to say, Corrupt?
no, I was just about the jewels and stuff. Don't matter. Let's get to it.
Remember when Mr. McDonald asking you about being a guy who gets things done? Yes. Did Christine Russo ask you to assist her family that day in July? Remember, this is the prosecution doing a redirect examination of Christopher Martin before he gets off the stand. Did Christine Russo ask you to assist her or her family that day in July? Yes. Did you try to assist her family? Yes. All right. Just to be clear up this issue about what you mean when you say the word down. In your testimony, when you use the word down, which direction on I 71 are you referring? North. Okay. At all times, are you talking about north when you say down? Yes. Mr. Troop, no further questions. Thank you. Court, any recross examination? Mr. McDowell, nothing. The court, all done, sir. Thank you. All right. Now, there's more witnesses that we got to get to. We might need to take a 5-minute break, though. But that was Christopher Martin. Now, are we satisfied with both sides of how they could handle this? Go ahead. Corrupt.
No, no, I'm not satisfied at all. I mean, satisfied is very far from being satisfied on it, man. Like, I don't know if they trying to just, like the last. I think they tried to leave it on a, what I mean, just a, yeah, cliffhanger moment. But bro, there's so many more questions. Like, I mean, you hear about cases where people are on the stand for 3, 4, 5 days, right? Like, it, it seemed like there's a lot more questions to go into. You living with Mrs. Russo, Ms. Russo, whatever it is. Like, they don't ever get into romantically. They don't. Is there anything romantically? Yeah, you in the basement, but is there anything
Well, that's irrelevant. How
romantically?
about I got a better question? Your
No, but
questions
I
are.
mean, it
I
will
got a
go
better question.
into gratitude and like what you were saying earlier, the gratitude and how far will you go for this?
I got a better question. Neither side asked Christopher Martin if they knew Mackenzie Shirilla, if they seen Mackenzie Shirilla before, or if they seen any previous domestic violence between Dom and Mackenzie before that incident.
Yeah, yeah. When it was a tussle mentioned, which wasn't a tussle, that was abuse. Back to that. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, when that was mentioned, there should have been a follow-up question. Is exactly like you saying. Is this the first time that you ever had saw a tussle? That you have seen a tussle between the two of these? Like, there's a lot. I don't know, man. It seems like they just left a lot on the table out there, man. Trying to tie up loose ends, you know what I mean? You can't tie up loose ends when you leave it on the table.
Hold on, we're taking a break for a second, guys, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna do Tyler Corey next. I just want to see something real quick. I'm very interested. Oh yeah. Landon Bubba Turner joins live. Let's talk the crash and the facts. All right. Redirection, guys. I think we need to react to this this Melly True Crime interview with Bubba. I'm just very
Uh,
interested in this. What do
well,
y'all
Bubba
think?
is an interesting character, isn't he? Y'all
Yeah,
do
we're
mean
gonna have
character.
ads though. Just to let everybody know, this is on my son. He does not have premium. Let me look real quick though.
Uh,
Oh, she's still live though. Okay, we probably should wait till she's not live no more. Hold on. Is she still live? No, she's not live no more. She's not live no more. Make sure y'all go sub up to her channel. She's more on the pro Mackenzie side though. She believes Mackenzie needs a retrial. I think she still thinks the parents are fucking idiots. So,
are you sure you
um,
didn't get the word wrong? Retrial? Never mind.
what do you mean?
Nothing.
All right, hold on real quick. I'm trying to see if we could get the volume and everything right on this. Oh, I'm interested in this. This is going to be great because we can go kind of, and my focus is him. We're going to be catching him in a lot of
Evie
lies.
EVG says she ended.
Yeah, she
Pino
ended
in the
it.
chat. He says, "Hey everyone, sorry I'm having internet issues at the moment." He's still struggling with the internet issues down there in Southern Florida, man. Shout out Southern Florida. Shout out Pino, bro. Hope that shit gets together. I know how it is, man. You be ready to go live, and that shit ain't working right, bro.
I'm having more than internet issues. I'm having sound issues. Real quick, hold
Bro,
on.
I got issues, but we ain't gonna talk about them.
We can do it'd be an intervention at that point.
Ah, I'm well. I got more issues. I got more issues than you know, then, bro. Shoot. Mackenzie also uses coercion control on Dom, which is a crime in 8 states now. Coercive control is a crime? See, look, Justified already knows the rules. She in there laughing at me in the chat, man. I see you, Justified. Shout out my number one drywall hanger over there, man, on my channel, bro. Y'all come over there at the Corrupt Cartel trying to act crazy. Justified gonna put you behind the drywall. I'm just gonna let you know right now, man. You better have a rapport with me. That's the only way she gonna open that thing back up.
Man, I really want to react to your live, Melly, but I can't get the sound to work.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I could pull it
Oh,
up, but it's gonna make my stuff chopped up, bro. Like I could pull it up and turn my cam off, maybe.
might have to get, we need DVS. I think he's sleeping. I could do it. I just got to get my I got to get my son to help me. For some reason it's not letting me.
Speaking of sons, bro, my son hit me up today, man. Had a great conversation. I'm so proud of that young man.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You know, he a sergeant in the army. Father
Mhm.
of two now. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. It's something whenever you're he 28 years old now, man. He be 29 in December. And it's something whenever, like, I mean, he calls me about every other day, bro. Like like I can't shake the youngin if I wanted to, bro. Like that's my boy. But usually we just have regular conversations and stuff. But today, for some reason, man, like it went to conversations of older things and like ended up like him showing such gratitude and love. Like, man, that boy hit my heart today, man.
Might check one too.
If he
Oh,
out there, he be
there
out
we
there
got it.
listening sometimes, bro. If you out there listening, man, I love you, son.
Nope. You can't hear it,
Still
right?
nothing, huh? I don't
No,
hear
no,
nothing.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
No. What if have you tried to kick out your extra window and then reapply it or like redo it all? Kind of like it was another guest.
I see. No. No, he definitely messed with something on here because doesn't make a lot of sense. Applications. Hold on, I'm gonna try it now. Nope. Let me make sure the volume. Nope. All right, we'll have to probably do it another time. I'll try to figure that out while I'm working on this. I definitely want to react to it though. That's important. I want to see if we can catch Bubba in some lies. There's multiple people on stream. Bubba might want to do Fighting Championship. He might want to get in the ring, big boy. Big boy might want to see. He might have some smoke finally.
He might. He might. Or he might be blowing smoke.
If I had him on the stream, I would show him this.
I don't want to see that nipple, bro.
No, I'm not
Oh,
showing my
okay.
pepperoni nipple, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, bro. No
I would have
areola
showed him that.
grandes.
Bro, they call me Pepperoni Plug for 2 years. I'll never show myself without a shirt on again.
Hey,
That was
that shit was
embarrassing.
areola grande,
Dude, I
bro.
got trolled for 2 years for that.
Hey, you still getting trolled right now over it. So shit. What do you mean?
All right, we're not going to do the
So you
Christine
would show him
Russo
this. You would show him this, huh? You would
testimony.
show him. You would say, patient stated she would be interested to attempt coloring, then decline due to focus on her grief. Patient then became tearful, processing heavy loss and depression since her accident. Patient shared feelings of grief, guilt, and shame. Patient stated she wanted to die, and it was her fault for her boyfriend. What do you think Bubba will say about that? What it do, Bubba?
Do you want to hear Christine Russo's side about Christopher Martin? Would that help you with the
Do I
living
want to see?
arrangement and stuff?
Do I want to? I don't know if it would help me, but I want to see it.
All right, let's do it. One second.
Yeah. Sit everyone over here after my live. Hey, we got Doctor. Who was that? Doctor Vanya.
Dr. Bona?
Dr. Vanya. Dr. Vanya says, send everyone over here. Devonia, my bad. I apologize. Yeah, send everyone over here after the live with the DT show. So, you know what I mean? We got a raid coming our way, man. Shout out everybody joining over here at the YouTube streets, joining from the raid over there, man. Big salute. Appreciate everyone coming through. Counselor speak. Yeah. Hey, Lisa, she already knows. She said she got over them feelings real quick, bro. Because I guess they wasn't biting on it. Shit wasn't working like it. She wanted to look at mama and say, "Also, was a zigzag."
Pino, are you with us?
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you.
Pino in the
What up,
building,
Pino?
man.
What up? What up?
Shout out South Florida, dog. What's happening?
Cooling. Let me
Hey, hold on. Let me get your. Are you good? Are you ready? Because I need to get your reaction to something real quick.
Yeah. I was gonna pull that video. I've been watching y'all, man. I was gonna pull the video up for you so you can have sound. Go ahead and
The
add
Melly
that to.
Live? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. Oh, I don't know. Let me ask the chat. Put ones if y'all want us to react to Melly, and twos if you want to keep reading the transcripts. But I need Pino. You need to read this real quick and give us
Oh,
your
I
full
read it.
reaction. Okay.
It's bro. It was fresh on her mind. So that's a confession, bro. That's a confession. Ain't no way,
It is,
ain't
ain't
no
it,
other
though?
way to
Yeah.
look at it. It was
Yeah.
fresh on her mind when this was taken. It just happened, and this is a confession. This is a goddamn confession. Ain't no what other way to put it. Patient stated she would be interested in to attempt coloring, then declined due to focus on her grief. Patient then became tearful, processing heavy loss and depression since her accident. Patient shared feelings of grief, guilt, and shame. Patient stated she wanted to die and that it was her
Mm.
fault for killing her boyfriend. I mean, that's a confession. I don't know what y'all look at that as. That's courts done took less than that for confessions.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they have, bro.
This is
Yeah,
a
they
mission
have.
of guilt. This is something when someone talks to a therapist, they got to realize that therapists will hold will I'm saying for the if it's involved with the court, right, Pino? Everything you
Um,
say to tell a therapist isn't confidential.
Well, yeah, HIPAA, you got
so
HIPAA, but then
so
you
you
have
you
court
got
appointed. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, brother. You got this.
I was just gonna say, so you got HIPAA laws and stuff, but I think that like if the therapist can solve a crime where somebody was murdered or something along those lines or unalived or the patient had thoughts of unaliving somebody, I think it is the therapist or psychiatrist or whoever, psychologist, whoever is talking to them, it's their job to notify the right people of the homicidal or suicidal intentions. But like your dog dying in the third grade is something that they're not going to share. But like if you
Right. Yeah.
sit down with your freaking shrink and you tell your shrink, I'm gonna go on some crazy spree and do this, that, and the third, and it's gonna end up hurting people, yeah, they're gonna report you, bro. Yeah. You can't do that. They can't hold that in. I
That's
don't know if
facts.
they can hold that in confidentiality,
Pino,
especially if somebody's life
No,
is at danger or something like
let me
that.
ask you this though.
no, you're right.
Does this
You're
help
right,
her?
Pino. You're right.
Does this
Does
help
this
her?
help her? No.
Yeah. It
No.
doesn't show guilt or remorse.
It shows immediate guilt, grief, and remorse.
You know the key
Honestly,
word is killing. She admits to killing her boyfriend. I think,
this
dude,
shows
Yeah.
it shows a lot of
dude.
emotions all in it, that these few sentences are describing that she was full of emotions. So something somewhere down the line, whether it was her crackhead mom, Natty Ice, or her crackhead dad, Scuba Steve, somewhere down the line somebody put it in her head that to say you don't remember what happened and stop saying stuff like this, which
What
was
the
documented.
Mm.
what
Somebody
And
put it
that
in
would
her
be
head.
that would be the mom because the dad, Scoob Steve, has slipped up and had admission of guilt of her daughter saying that she killed those two boys in the hospital, and then the her saying that she was suicidal.
Yeah,
Scuba
well,
Steve
remember
is
she was running around. She was at a concert in a whole fucking cast, so she had plenty of time to
hmm
talk to Natty and Scuba Steve. She had plenty of
Well,
time to
then,
talk to them. So there, during that time frame, I have no doubt that they sat her down and was like, "Look, you need to say you don't remember what happened, or you need to say that this or whatever." I have no
well,
doubt they
lawyers will
instilled
tell
that.
you that too, bro. You speak to a lawyer, they tell you you don't want to answer a question on the stand. Is I don't recall, or you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like there's a lot of little jargon that lawyers will tell you how to work around a question you don't want to answer.
Yeah. Um, but if they have clear knowledge of, like, if you've already, like, I remember with the Woody case, he said, I don't recall. But
Yeah.
he also got held in contempt of court. Um, so it's because he had already confessed and told investigators what he did and who did what and who did this and this person did this, and then when he got on the stand he doesn't recall. So that's why that, but again, this is a whole different scenario. But yeah, there are ways to answer it. There's definitely ways to answer questions on the stand.
And the
um
Pino.
law
Pino.
tell you
Go
don't
ahead.
talk. My bad. Law, you going, if just like you talking about who, if it's Natalie or Steve or whoever. I mean, it could be all three. Or you know what I mean? It could be a whole conference call, bro. They in person though. You know what I mean?
Oh
They all
yeah,
together,
there's
bro.
yeah,
And,
no doubt in
and
my
they,
mind she sat down with a
yeah,
lawyer. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and
absolutely.
and the two parents, and they talking about,
Absolutely.
yo, look, you cannot be doing this right here. This cannot happen. And now it's
Absolutely.
I don't remember nothing.
They 100%. That was the first thing smoking was they contacted a lawyer or something and sat down, and now she doesn't remember because at the end of the day, you got to remember she at the end of the day, she was 17 when this happened, about to turn 18, right? By law, you're
Yeah.
grown, but to somebody, let's just be real, to somebody who's your parent, you're still their baby. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
treat
Oh
Mackenzie
yeah.
kind of like a homegirl, and they like to baby her and enable her, and give her, bend to her every will. So there's no doubt in my mind that they sat down and immediately started going through the phone book of lawyers and was like, "We need to talk. My daughter had an accident or something like that." They probably worded it like that, and then they all sat down in the office, and then she was told, "Listen, just say you don't remember what happened. That's your best defense, I guess." I'm assuming that, but I 100% believe she remembers what happened. I 100% believe. I told y'all my beliefs on this shit. I believe she was in the car and they were arguing. She didn't like what he had to say. She started pressing the gas pedal more and more and more, accelerating and accelerating to a higher and higher speed. And then maybe at the last second, like, Dom was like probably tried to like grab her arm to get her to like, stop or something. And that's where the little tiny curve went at the last second. Or maybe she intended for that curve. But I 100% believe she intended to be homicidal and suicidal at the same damn time. And I 100% believe that she purposely accelerated that car towards that wall to get a rise out of Dom. And Davion was just an innocent bystander in the back seat. Honestly, it's sad, but
Hey,
you
another
know,
thing too is when they interviewed one of the police officers, the uh the police officer said that he went 52 miles per hour to the scene because of how crazy that road is, and it furthers the point of even a police officer that had to get to a crash scene quick could only go 52 without crashing. And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's
Well,
like
she was on a straight path for that acceleration. Um,
Straight
that
path.
that that acceleration, the acceleration was like as soon as she turned that corner, that's when the flooring it started. A hundred
th-
percent. That's when the flooring
Yeah.
it started, and they've
And
been there, done that before. It was a
how
toxic
smooth was she with
relationship.
that corner? How smooth was she with that corner? Blinker on,
Yeah,
smooth. She was
yeah.
smooth with it on that corner, bro. Then what?
that was
Then
her
I
what?
just
cocking the gun. That's
I
exactly,
just
you
I just think
know what I
that
mean?
I just think, well, maybe not Davion, RIP to Dom and Davion, maybe not Davion, but I think Dom has been there before to where they were in an argument in the car and Mackenzie started speeding and driving erratically. I think Dom had been there before, so
Yeah.
he didn't take the seriousness of
Well,
what Mackenzie was doing until the last second. You get what
well,
I'm
but
But
we
saying?
hey,
just
that
we
goes to your
just
point
read
though,
the
real quick.
transcripts.
Yeah, yeah, real quick, corrupt. That goes to your point of her only caring about Dom when she's talking to the therapist. And speaking of that, we got Dr. Vona up here. How you doing? How you doing, Doc?
I'm
Can you
good.
hear
Hi,
us?
everyone. Thank you for having me out. I'm excited.
Good
I
evening.
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Is this what you would
To
consider admission of guilt?
be honest with you, I just joined, but let's see. A patient's data. So, okay, this is the thing. If somebody says I killed my boyfriend or whatever, I don't think so. And let me tell you why. I don't know that it's an admission of guilt more so than her feeling responsible. I mean, I guess you could call that an admission of guilt in one sense, but I feel like this could mean like I'm responsible, like it was because of me. Whoever was just saying real quick though about how this may have happened in the past, I've always thought that. whether it be on her side, his side, either way. And this isn't to place blame anywhere, but just the fact that it was part of someone's thought process already. I think that there is something to that.
Interesting.
But I'm
And you've been
interested in
covering this
answering
case.
whatever question.
Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay, but so you've been covering this case. What have you learned so far about this case, Doc?
Oh, I've learned so much. There's a few things we have to keep in mind. Everything from the fact that, and I'm not diagnosing anyone on social media, but we have a lot of evidence to show that she has behavior patterns consistent with personality disturbances, if you will. I'm just trying to be careful just for the sake of, how everything is alleged and stuff like that, whatever. But I do think that there might be a fear of abandonment here. So people often ask about personality disorders when it comes to Mackenzie. So I've done a lot of work on looking at that nice, clear fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, emotional intensity, impulsivity. A lot of people will mistake intensity for love. They're not the two same things. There's rapid shifts in how, somebody with borderline personality characteristics, how they see another person, that their perceptions can change quickly. But it also occurs in adolescence with trauma, substance use, unhealthy relationships, and other conditions. So these similarities generate questions, but they can't establish necessarily a diagnosis. But we definitely see clear, or I see clear behavioral patterns consistent with borderline personality types here. And I think why is that important? Because, and let me just explain. So the difference between a personality disorder in general and everything else is that if you have, let's say you were diagnosed with anxiety disorder, right? There would be a baseline of what people are used to you as. And then you're diagnosed with something and people often will notice a difference, whether it be anxiety, depression, they see a difference in you. With a personality disorder, it consists over time. So it starts at birth and it continues throughout your development. So you never notice a shift in yourself. It's not like, oh, have you seen Vona? She's been really sad lately. And like, there's no shift in the personality because it's one of the things that are long standing. It develops with you. So that's why it's hard to diagnose people with personality disorders, because most people will be like, fuck you, you have a personality disorder. You know what I mean? Because they never see a shift from their original selves. And I think we see a lot of that here. There's usually a biological component, like a genetic component, but it's the environment that will develop this. In other words, the way she was raised and stuff.
Interesting.
When
you talk to a therapist, can a therapist take, because we're seeing stuff that she's saying to the therapist in these transcripts, and that they put the therapist on the stand. Is that something that's common?
She would have to give away that right. So everything would be confidential. So just getting a court order isn't always enough. They might be able to court order your notes and things like that. But as far as getting on the stand and saying stuff that she said in therapy, that's highly unethical. So that just tells me that she must have waived that privilege. Unless they were able to get her notes and they're, asking her questions about the notes, that would be the only difference. Is she putting this out, or is this coming from like the prosecution side?
It's coming from the actual therapist. They put the therapist on the stand and they asked her questions, and the therapist said that, I'll pull it back up again, basically saying the admission of guilt.
The notes.
Is it the prosecution or the defense that are asking her questions?
It is the prosecution's witness, so this started with the prosecution.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting because usually, everything you say is confidential. The only time it wouldn't be confidential is if you're going to hurt yourself or someone else.
It's just like Pino was referring to earlier. Shout out Pino.
Shout out Pino.
He hit the nail on the head with it, man. Yep.
Hey, I'm finna beat the shit out of Jumpsuit Pablo.
Oh God.
Hey, a little bit off topic, man, but hey. We ready. We ready, bro. We us out here in the YouTuber verse, we ready.
I'm ready.
Hey, even the docs are ready, man. Let's
I'm from
get
Philadelphia, you guys. Sometimes I hate being Dr. Vona because the people don't get to know me as Jamie. I'm just Jamie from Philly that just happened to do everything I can till I
Jimmy
got my
from the
doctorate.
block.
You know what I mean? But I'm
Hey,
still, I'm
congratulations on
regular.
getting that though.
I'm like,
Congratulations on getting that degree.
I
That
appreciate it.
shows that you have a plan and you stick to it.
It definitely takes a lot of you have to be able to persevere through stuff, especially living in Philadelphia. Like I have a lot of distractions, a lot of like, traumas out here and stuff. So it's hard to stay
Of course.
focused. But if you could stay focused, I feel like the one thing about growing up in a neighborhood like mine, people see like Philadelphia as like, fighting this, that, and the other. But it's when you have somebody that's like trying for something bigger, everybody rallies around you. So that was the biggest help for me.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It really is. The other thing real quick about Mackenzie that I noticed that we have to talk about often is her development. So she is 17 years old. And why is this important? Because before the age of 25, our brains aren't fully developed, which many people know.
I thought that was for men. That's for women too?
It's for men
Yeah,
and
that's
women.
for men and women.
But
Okay.
what we noticed in the recent research, if you look at the research, there's actually newer research that shows for men that it happens around age 24, 25. I mean, for women, it happens around age 24, 25, like when the development ends. For men, it's more like 27, 28. So I thought that was interesting that it takes a little bit longer for a male brain to finish developing than a female brain. It is important though, because most of us can remember, it's all far away now, but most of us can remember being young and making decisions that we didn't necessarily weigh out the consequences, what would happen. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm just saying this, this isn't necessarily my belief. What I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if we come to find someday that this was so impulsive, this wasn't necessarily planned, and that in that moment she felt either that fear of abandonment, whatever it may be. And I don't know that it would just be enough for Dom to break up with her, because they broke up so, like a lot of times. And I know that people are saying, but this time it was like he was serious. But my thing is, how would she know that this time he was serious? Because there's other times that I'm sure. Do you see what I mean? So my thing is, I feel like it had to be more than that. Like, I don't know if he said something that embarrassed her in front of Davion, or whatever it is. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that she never realized that she was going to crash. Like maybe because this is why I say this. I did all of the jail calls. I went through every one, and all the ones that are gibberish, I transcribed, you guys, every gibberish call. And I think I hit it on the head. Oh, all of them. And she talks so much shit about people in the gibberish calls. And you guys are more than you guys can use whatever I have. I will never strike or anything. Like if you guys ever want, I have them. I have like shorts, videos, whatever. But I translate those gibberish calls. And some of the things that are interesting in there is Go ahead. Did you have a question?
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say from what I'm hearing from you. First of all, thank you for the permissions. And then second of all, you point out that she's talking so much junk about all these other people. That's a big characteristic, I would say, right? Like that shows a lot of your character, huh?
Not only that, the one video, I would love you guys. Oh my God, she is so ballsy. So within the first few like weeks or days or whatever it is that she's at the jail, she's telling her mom about people that she met. And she says like one of the first people she met, she's describing what I now later know as Diamond. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the people that she talks to in prison, but she tells her mom that she's friends with this girl. I was able to figure it out by her age and her story. She says that the boyfriend killed her baby. But then the second person she talks about, she said is like a 28-year-old woman. And she said the lady asks her, do I look like, she said something like, do I look stupid or something? And Mackenzie's like, I said no. And then she's like, but then she laughs with her mom and she's like, yeah, you look like a crackhead. But like she's saying it all through the gibberish. I'm dying to know who that one is.
What I've observed from these transcripts, right? At the little bit of remorse that Mackenzie showed through the therapist in her notes for killing Dom, we're not seeing 1% of anything towards Davion. It's almost like, when we see a lot of this, domestic violence where it's a homicidal, suicidal thing. The husband or wife that does it feels instant regret after because they had love for the person or whatever. But she ends up killing somebody else and she doesn't feel anything about it at all. Like she doesn't, dude, they've treated Davion horrible during this whole trial because he's not getting recognized. Mackenzie Shirilla doesn't feel bad for killing Davion Flanagan at all.
I totally agree with you. And I feel like there's some point in one of the calls or whatever that somebody asks her about it. And she says to them that she says, of course, she feels bad about what happened with Davion, but that she was in a relationship with Dom. So that's clearly why she would. But my thing is, I'm like, the fact that she lacks the insight to know that even saying, like, she should have, she should absolutely include Davion more, but that says more about her, in my opinion, and her lack of guilt and remorse. She probably is destroyed about Dom not being around because now she doesn't get all of the things that he bought for her, and she lived with him, and so where Davion didn't offer her as much materialistically, psychologically, so I feel like therefore it is very easy for her to distance herself, which is unbelievable.
I appreciate you, Doc. I'm trying to think any more questions I have for you, but I do appreciate you coming up. Go ahead, Karup.
Is it more unbelievable? So if they were 32, to me it'd be more unbelievable. Being the ages that they are, I think the ages play a big role because, I mean, your whole world is what fits in your 17-year-old mind at that time, right?
Oh my God, I think that's something that we really need to remember is the role of, or the lack of development. So I know she turned 18 a few days after the crash, right? But she's 17, 18, that's still a kid, very much so. And I do think that, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm not to cut you off, but I've pointed this out on other lives. Not only was she 17 going on 18, but this is mommy and daddy's little princess, so to say. And I have a couple princesses, but I speak to them in a certain way. I do not cater to their childish mind. I try to raise them up into a more of an educated adult mind frame. But from what we've seen from the parental aspects of her parents, it seems like they've catered to keep her, I don't know, she's 17 with the mind frame of a 13-year-old, but gets to hang out with them like she's 23.
I think that's a great, I think that's great that you see that. I absolutely think her parents have something to do with this. I think the fact that they don't hold her accountable for anything is a problem. Not only that, her mom is constantly validating, like, even false beliefs, social things like, no, Mackenzie, the majority of people know that this was an accident.
She's like almost living through her, right? She's like living through her daughter almost, like her fame. Like now the fame has got there. The Netflix documentary, they had to be front page. They had to wear a certain shirt. They love
Natalie
it.
gets the best of everything that you know what I mean? Like, that sounds so harsh. I don't like saying it like that, but she gets the fruits of the evil labor.
And not only that, she knows where Mackenzie is now. She never had control over Mackenzie.
Got her under her thumb. Yeah. Yeah, I've said that before as well,
Yeah.
and she has the most control over her child than she's ever had probably since she was
Well,
Ever.
5 years
you
old.
guys are talking about I agree that the development part, right? But at the same time, this isn't like, oh, somebody crashed and flipped the car, no one died. Oh, oopsie. Then that's how, Natalie and Steve had treated this whole situation with two deaths. It's like an oopsie
I
because their
mean,
So
daughter. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Go ahead,
I'm
Pino.
I'm just gonna say this, right? The law states if you're 18 and you commit a crime, you'll be charged as an adult. She
Yeah,
was 17, a week from 18. She got pushed over to the adult system. Very common with serious cases. Very common. They actually have a whole floor in Broward County Jail. The fifth floor is full of juveniles.
yeah.
All of them are
Well, I
under
said
the
all
age of
yeah,
18, and all of them been direct filed into the adult system, right? That being said, 18, and I understand that she's not fully mature in the brain until like 24, 25. I've heard that before many times, and I understand that. That's a fact. But do you know how many 18 and 19 and 20-year-olds are doing life in prison right now for less than what this bitch did?
Exactly.
yeah,
a-
And
yeah.
how many African
Um,
American 17-year-olds have they pushed into 18? It's very common in Florida. The reason why there was such backlash because it's in Ohio and it's a white girl. Now, if you go
yeah,
well,
back
it's
to the
the
ghetto in
suburb.
Florida, it happens all the
Yeah,
time.
Oh yeah, you could
100%.
put. I pull it up. I pull up his picture all the time. Anybody can go on Florida Department of Corrections and type in Brandon Ramsey. It's very easy. BRANDON RAMSEY. Very easy. He was
My
sentenced. He was sentenced to life without
yeah,
the
yeah.
possibility.
We've pulled
Without the
him up several
possibility.
times.
Yeah,
my
without the
friend
possibility.
my friend was murdered in Philadelphia, and the four guys that did it, one of them was 15 years old. He never discharged his gun, anything, and he got 30 years to life. So you're absolutely right, and he is an African American boy. And I think that you guys are absolutely right. And let me tell you guys, when I'm giving this psychological background, Jamie Vona, like the human being, she absolutely is where she belongs, in my opinion. I'm just
Yeah,
giving the psychological, like the developmental part of it.
we
But
understand. I
yeah,
do.
but
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think that
coming.
like, yeah, I don't think she was like in the right here. I also think,
No,
real quick though, most adolescents do understand that an extremely high speed crash would be fatal. But the more difficult psychological question is whether that knowledge was emotionally real to her in the moment. So adolescents can intellectually
or
recognize, but they can behave as though the worst outcome won't happen to them.
Right. And I
or it
understand
Oh,
doesn't
that. And
matter.
ooh, that was hard. No.
that was
Oh,
good, and I
Yeah.
understand that from the psychological
Well,
point of view.
they
But from the hold on, let me just say this real
oh,
quick.
go
But
ahead.
from the law's point of view, this is why she had a grand jury when she first got arrested. She had a grand jury because the grand jury was the deciding factor whether or not this was accidental or aggravated. The law doesn't care
Mm,
if you were 15 in the brain and 17 years old, or if you were thinking like a 12-year-old. They don't really care about that. The law wants to know is if it was accidental or aggravated, and especially when it comes to a vehicular homicide. The grand jury sat down, put all the evidence they had in front of them, and they said, "This doesn't look accidental. This looks aggravated." And
well,
and even from her point, and shout out to her, even from her point, the doctor who's with us, I can't see her name. I'm sorry. There's
Miss
shout out
Vona,
to
Jones,
Miss
it's
Miss
easy.
Jones,
Vona, real easy.
Sona.
Vona. You're
Okay.
good.
Vona.
Um,
Vona.
That's
uh
it.
and shout out to you because you're right. I don't believe that I say it all the time. I think Mackenzie thinks like a 13-year-old girl. She's not grown in
Yep,
the brain at all. She's
yep.
very immature in the brain. She's a child in the brain. But a lot of that plays into, like you said, her parents. What her
Yeah.
parents been doing with her. They treat her like it's their homegirl, not like it's their child.
And
At the
they
end of the
stick
day,
up for
you
her.
can
They stick
Yeah,
up for
they
her without even asking her if she's like wrong about something. If you guys remember the
100%.
Flunders true crime where she bumps into that old couple allegedly, and the mom like is like, nope, she didn't do it. And Mackenzie comes right home and is like, I'm not like, she starts not only denies it, but is like, I'm not trying to do this insurance fraud with these broke people. I'm like, who is this girl? Like what? And her
So
parents.
I see somebody said the grand jury only hears one side. That doesn't mean anything. The grand jury means everything. The grand jury is the reason why she was bound over to the adult system with homicide charges. The grand jury is the reason. The
I
grand jury
actually, you guys,
decided
I
whether
have
it
to
was
correct that.
accidental or aggravated.
So wait, let me correct that real quick because I did read the grand jury thing because I had a question about this and I read it, and apparently it wasn't up to the judge. Apparently, if you're 17 or 18 and it was like there was a list of different crimes, one of them was homicide. So if you fit one of the crimes and you were 17 or 18 when or 17 or 16 when it happened, you automatically get bound over to the adult system regardless. So
Yeah.
apparently, so that's how, is that right? That's how I understood it?
And I understand about the grand jury only hearing one side, and I understand what you're saying. The grand jury is to decide. Well, in her case, it was to decide whether or not she was going to be bound over to the adult system. So that is correct. But the factors of the case was to find out whether they believed it was accidental or aggravated. And because they believed it was aggravated, they pushed her over to the adult system. But again, it's very common for 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, even 15-year-olds who catch serious charges to be bound over to the adult system. Do not listen to Chris Como. He has never in his life sat on a criminal trial. Okay? Chris Cuomo has
Right.
never
That's
he's
fact. That
never
is a
defended
fact.
a criminal. He's never defended a criminal. Never in his life. I am telling you that bro, it's very simple. You know what I mean? You can Google this shit. Google how many juveniles in the state of Florida in the last 5 years have been bound over to the adult system.
Philadelphia as well. Philadelphia as well. The 4 people that killed my friend, all 4 of them were under 18, and all 4 of them were held trial as adults.
100%. It's on the nature of the charge, the seriousness of the charge on
Yes.
whether or not you get bound over to the adult system. And bro, I've seen people bound over for less. I've seen juveniles 16 years old go on armed robbery sprees, catch like 3, 4 armed robberies. He was sticking up stores. Guess what happened when he went to juvenile court? They said, we're gonna bound you over to the adult
Adult.
system. Have fun. Have
Yep.
fun. And they slammed his ass with 45 years.
Do you
And
guys
Crazy.
think that Mackenzie thought that because she was 17, like, do you think that her ignorance of the law, like, played a role in this? Like, do you guys think that she thought that if she did something crazy like this before she was 18, that it would go
Dr.
against her?
Vanya, Dr. Vanya, I don't think that she thought many things through. I
You're right.
really in my
100%.
gut, I feel like something happened and she felt like her whole world was over. And so
Yes.
in that moment, a 17-year-old mind frame that's probably like 13-year-old mind frame really, the whole world is over. So why not? You know what I mean? It's already the world's already a wrap. So let's just end this, right? That's
Yeah.
what my gut says. Now to go
I
back
agree with
to
you. And as a psychology professor for 22 years, I would give you an A for that. That was good.
well,
I
as a
absolutely
ninth
agree with
grade education person, I appreciate that.
that. Hey, that means nothing. My husband has a 11th grade education, and he tried to do that thing afterward, you guys. Oh my God, we just found out that it was like a scam. So his, the one that he got online afterwards, because he was trying to like show that he wanted to, that wasn't even real. But so it doesn't even
Hey,
matter. It doesn't matter
ni-
what grade you
ninth
ended at.
grade education, ordained minister. Let's go.
You're smarter than most people I talk to daily. How about
Let
I
me-
that one?
appreciate that.
let me
I
read
ain't
this,
shit, but thank you.
Go ahead,
Ain't
Pino. Read
shit.
that. This is
Let
from
me-
Dawn, and it's important. Go ahead.
I just want to read this. This is the proper role of a grand jury. The grand jury's role, and this is
Oh, my bad.
specifically
Right
this is specifically for Mackenzie Shrilla's case. The grand jury's role in Mackenzie Shrilla's case was to decide whether or not there was probable cause to formally charge her. How they find out probable cause to formally charge was to figure out the mitigating factors? Was it accidental or was it on purpose? After the crash that killed Dominique and Davion, they presented evidence to the Cuyahoga. I still can't say that damn county. Cuyahoga,
Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Cuyahoga grand jury. The grand jury returned an indictment charging with multiple felonies: murder, felonious assault, aggravated vehicular homicide, drug possession, possession of criminal tools, all of that. So they sat down and they looked at evidence and said, okay, this wasn't an accident. Now, they're not finding you guilty. They're not finding you innocent at a grand jury. They're just finding whether or not they need to file former charges, if this was an accident or if this was on purpose. And they presented everything, and the grand jury believed it was on purpose. It
Which
was
is
on
why
purpose.
she didn't get sent to the adult courts, because once they say it's on purpose, the judge doesn't have it's not really up to the judge at that point. Once they say that, and it goes like, it's like an algorithm almost. I do think the judge did she did knock down one charge. Whatever the top charge was, she said no to that one, so they couldn't charge her with whatever that was. I don't even know what it was. It was like, maybe it was where she had premeditated it, and so she wasn't able to get charged with that, but everything else she was able to get charged with, and she did.
Right.
As she should.
Which is why we need to talk to our kids too, right? So it's important
Yes.
to talk to our 17-year-olds and stuff, to tell them, like,
Wait.
you know, if you're ever in a position like this, or give them hypotheticals, like tell them about this story, like what would you have done, like stuff like that. That way kids, because their brains are underdeveloped, so they don't always think of their consequences. But if you speak to them, then they usually think of that.
Well, you know, you take addicts into mind, and there's a lot of human brains that think, well, it won't happen to me. That, you know what I mean? Even not a child even. But I've said this before
But
on lives
especially for
before.
them.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. But I've said this on lives before, and you got to be talking to your children way before 17, though, man. Your rapport with your child starts very early. I've talked about it on other lives that I've done before with my children at dinner time every day as we were growing up. You know, preschool, kindergarten, elementary. We've done roses and thorns. And
I do that.
Sitting around eating dinner, yes, you say your roses were the good things that happen.
Oh my God, that's what we do that too.
Day. The thorns are the bad parts that happen of the day. Yes, and it builds a rapport and it builds a trust to where your child feels that they can come to you and speak to you about anything because you know all the good parts and bad parts already. I mean, I have a 16-year-old daughter that you know, she's going through things that are going to be the first time of her life that, you know, she's, you know, I don't get into my personal stuff very much on here, but I have a great rapport with my 16-year-old daughter that she comes to me. I don't go to her and ask about these things. She comes to me, brings it directly to me. It says, Daddy, what do you think about this, and this? Because she's already thinking about it, but now she wants to hear Dad's opinion on it.
I love that. But think about it. Did Mackenzie really do that with her parents? And if she did, like they weren't really holding her accountable. So I think about it and I'm like, how many times did we not do something growing up because we were like, my mom will kick my ass? Like, so that's what we have to, you know, so I think you're doing it. That's a great job. And I think that your kids and well-rounded human beings will show because of it.
I got another thing to think about real quick. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say she just got warm milk from Steve at 12 o'clock at night. That's all.
Yeah, this is one of her first birthdays without warm milk from Steve. But this is what I got something to think about too. So she was very upset when Natalie Shirilla gave her the car for her birthday. She was not happy with the type of car she got. She was upset with it. I think that plays a factor into this murder that she committed because at the end of the day, she never cared about the car either.
She didn't care. Not only did she not care about the car, I don't know if you guys know this, but her parents filed for bankruptcy shortly before all of this. And the car was one of the things. And the only reason I bring that up is because the car is one of the things that they had to put up for collateral. They bought that car back. Like, I could just imagine, God forbid, like my kids, I've lived on the struggle bus big time. My daughters would do what they would be like, Mom, I have like money in my piggy bank. I would never take it, but it's like, that's how they would react. Where Mackenzie's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Buy the car back. Like,
Yeah.
I need a car. Figure it out.
Yeah, she's a spoiled brat. That's
Princess.
why she's a
Princess
spoiled brat.
mentality. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There's nothing wrong with children, my daughters are my princesses, but they will not rule my house like a queen.
Exactly. But remember, if that's where they learn first. So I feel like she never learned about like that, in society, you will be held accountable. Like you can't just do pretty privilege type thing and get out of this, crash that you just created.
No,
and I
no.
think she thought that she would be able to get away with this.
And then get a
I think you're
Mercedes.
right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
jumpsuit said he got his eye cut open, training to beat me up, man.
Hey, AGB in the chat, man. Shout out AGB, bro. I see you out there in the chat, man.
Yeah, look, this is the picture. Yeah, I knew you had it backstage. I knew your ass had it.
That's good.
I got the video you training too. I gotta upload it though.
Hey, look,
Hold
but I think at the same time, it's Vonya or Vanya. I'm sorry.
Vona. I just said my name wrong. It's Vona. Like
Yeah, don't
like
do
Vona.
that.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Okay.
just said it wrong.
All right, Dr. Vona.
Yeah, or
I don't
Jamie. You
think.
could just call them Jamie. I'm Jamie.
Okay, Mrs. Jamie from Philly. I don't think that if Steve and Natalie, if they even got her a G-Wagon, that she would have much cared about taking care of the vehicle. I don't, you know what I mean? I think this is a person that's been given everything. When if somebody is given everything, then nothing matters. Nothing matters until you get it yourself. You don't understand that until you do it.
100%.
Well, and she was gonna lose the lifestyle, right? She was gonna lose. She was gonna lose Dom, and Davion was part of Dom's lifestyle and what they had going on, and she was gonna lose both of them. The messages proved that. But the reason I brought up the car corrupt is because imagine this, like that's another factor to it. Of I don't care about this whip. If I crash it, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get another car.
Oh yeah. I mean, how many people? I mean, bro, growing up, hey, look, we a lot of us have been there, man. Growing up, you know your homeboy or your homegirl, they know their car's getting repossessed anyway. They just trying to hide it until you know what I mean, as long as they can. So they don't care about it, bro. Like you know what I mean. If they gonna run it into something, oh well, you know what I mean. It's getting repossessed anyway. That type attitude, I understand it 100%.
Let's talk about the drifting real quick, Corrupt. What do you know about Mackenzie Shirilla previous drifting, and the way that you could drift is the way that she could crash that car? What do you know about drifting?
I know about drifting.
Man,
but
she ain't drifting in no
I
fucking
mean that
Camry.
the black box ain't say nothing about an emergency brake, did it?
No, she's not drifting in no Camry, bro. That shit's out. She's not drifting in no Camry. I don't even think that they have it in the newer Camrys. I don't like 15 and up. I don't even think they have an e-brake. I think it's an automatic parking brake.
So
I don't think it's an e-brake.
In the evidence, you guys, there's 2 files. I have the evidence. I could email it to whoever, but there is one file that says brake light and one that says no brake light, and they show you still pictures of the car, and in the one you see the brake light, but there's
right. That's an automatic braking system that you see. It was right before the wall, so the black box did not read her pressing the brake whatsoever. But the car, however, has an ABS. It's called an automatic braking system. My car does it. Everybody who has a newer car, it does it. It's a safety feature.
But what happens?
If you get up too close,
what happens when you keep that accelerator? You push the accelerator more, and it don't.
So I'm gonna tell you what my car does. I'm gonna tell you what my car does. My car, because I drive pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie. I don't allegedly. I don't drive economically, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, he spends a lot of gas. Yeah.
Well, no, I have a Type R. I have a Civic Type R,
I'm
so it's
just
like it's
hey,
not.
I'm just fucking.
It's
Let's
not
go,
like it
bro. I'm
doesn't. It
hearing
doesn't
you.
really waste a lot of gas, but I go fast, and when I go in and out of traffic, if I get too close to a car, my car will automatically go boop boop boop, and it will give 3 taps on my brake without me touching the brake. It'll give 3 taps,
When you're
and then
going fast, it does that.
yeah, so like if I'm going like 85 in the fast lane, right? And there's an asshole in front of me going 65 in the fast lane, and I'm speeding up on his tail, but I instead of, like colliding, I just go into the next lane real quick. I just slide into the next lane. But
Naturally.
my car, yeah, naturally, of course, but my car will read that car that's coming within 20 feet of my car at
Yo,
this acceleration, and it'll 3 tap my brake. It'll 3 tap it. It'll go boop, boop, boop. It'll 3 tap my brake. And then the screen where my dashboard shows like the speedometer and all that, it'll say brake in big orange letters.
Oh wow, because I go fast too, and one of my problems was I go really fast, and even after this, I like tried to see if I got a little bit close. I did that, and nothing happened with my car. So
well, I've done that on the interstate, and there's a split second. I'm behind this 18-wheeler in the right hand lane. There's a split opening in the left lane,
Yeah,
and you know what I mean.
yeah,
But to make that hit, I gotta be right up on the back of
right.
that
yes,
18-wheeler. So
Mine, mine do it
mine will start
close.
breaking. It'll start breaking like that. But guess what happens? I hit the gas, I hit the accelerator more, and it
Yeah, it just goes
overrides
away.
that
Yeah,
braking
it just
system.
goes away. It goes right away.
oh, that is so good to know. I had no idea. Mine only does the brake thing if I'm going slower, which
My
I'm
shit be
glad.
fucking me
That
up
would
in
freak me out.
traffic. I be sliding in and out
I
of
hate.
traffic. My shit
I turn
sometimes
it
it'll
off,
fuck me
bro.
up, bro.
Yeah,
It'll
I
scare the
turn
shit
them
out of
off.
me, bro.
I
Mine
turn
you
Oh,
them
that
can't
off.
would
turn
mess
off.
me up.
I don't know how to turn my shit off.
I
I
turn
like
them
to
off,
weave in
bro.
and out, so that would mess me up.
She out there swimming, y'all. You heard she from Philly, dog. She out there swimming. Let's
Yeah,
You know what
go.
I
shit, that's
love when somebody gets next to me and they think that they could beat me, and because I'm like a girl or whatever, and then I beat them, and I'm like, like you just got beat by a girl. People are it's crazy. I love fast cars, so I'm all about it. Fast cars and sneakers
Yeah, man.
and music.
Down. I was
Real
just
quick,
thinking
what's
about.
the
I was thinking
crazy?
about. Go ahead.
You guys got me all fucked up with the country rap. I am like such a rap fan. Biggie was like my life, and I'm like country rap. I was
Yeah,
all messed
yeah.
up with that. I didn't even know it was a thing. I looked it up after the live. I was like, okay. I just didn't even realize
Oh,
it.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, Ruth said, Pino, you're a better driver than Mackenzie. You've had your license a lot longer. Shit, my license
That's a
says
good point too,
my
though.
shit says safe driver. Okay,
God
my,
forbid. Oh God, no
my
thanks
shit
and any.
says it in red letters, safe
Well,
driver, right under my picture.
mine doesn't say that. It doesn't say bad driver, but I'm sure my license wouldn't say safe driver. So
Nah,
I don't
mine
know.
Yeah,
says it
I
says
don't know if they
safe.
do that here. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't do
Now
that
you
shit
gotta
until
have
you would have a safe thing.
you wouldn't you have to be like signed up on the insurance where you plug that little thing into your car where it reports back to your insurance of how you be driving, or
You don't even
they
have to
just
plug nothing in anymore. They have it on your phone if you hit yes. Like
Yeah,
it's
you could
on
you
your
if
phone.
you want cheaper insurance. So if you want cheaper car insurance, you can sign up for that shit, and you can just do it like
okay.
she said, right through the phone. It measures your speed through your phone and shit.
But you have
Um,
to go in and put that it allegedly wasn't you and you were just a passenger when you're doing 100, or it'll go against you. So you
that
put in that
shit.
you're a passenger.
I just want
I'm
100.
always a passenger.
I ain't gonna lie to
That's what
y'all.
I
I'm gonna
mean.
just keep it a
I
buck.
turned it
Like
off because I was like, this is crazy. It like tells on me.
I
I
wouldn't do it either.
I ain't gonna lie, in chat, don't crucify me, but like literally like 2 hours ago, I was going over 100 miles an hour. But I be going over
What the
100 in
hell?
the
I
what?
walked back to
I
that?
have
I
to
be
today.
going over 100. I be
Crazy.
going over, bro. I
Bro,
hit the
that's a
fast
super
lane.
speeder. You're incriminating yourself right now, bro.
I don't give a fuck. You gotta
And
catch
you're
Bro,
me. I be
endangering the civilians of America. What are you
man.
doing?
Listen, I
bro,
hit the fast lane.
I ain't
I hit
seen
it
no
all the
You
proof.
way,
should be
all the
ashamed.
way
You need to
left.
slow down, bro. You're gonna lose your
I,
license.
hey,
Bro, you
write me
do
a
need to slow
ticket.
down, but I haven't seen any proof of this, so you know what I mean.
Write me a ticket. I ain't crashing, motherfucker. I've had cars for many
Pino,
years,
that's
many
enough,
different
bro.
cars.
Bro, don't you mean
Ain't
like
no that's enough, man. I'm
you
just
talking
keeping it
nah
a
man, I'm
bean.
worried like bro, you say I ain't crashing and all that. Like at that point, bro,
Man,
like we there, bro. Like you know what I mean?
So
Like
you're going the same
I don't
miles
want
per
to see
hour as
you do
Mackenzie
that shit,
Shirilla, and you,
dog.
you have the nerve to talk about Mackenzie, bro.
there's a difference though. Mackenzie's going 100 into a wall. I'm going 100 in the express lane.
I was
Shut the
just going to
fuck
say,
up.
and you're supposed to be moving on the highway, where she went 100 on a side street type
The
thing.
fuck? At least I'm keeping it truthful. I go 100 in the express lane. Mackenzie went 100 into a wall. Okay, there's a big difference there.
And where
Big.
I'm
Bro,
at, like Philly, Jersey area, like the speed limit is 65 in some places. So people go 85 easy just to keep
Say
up.
Bishop says safe driving and driving 100 is an oxymoron. Listen, my license say safe driver. I'm just telling you what my license say. That bitch say safe driver. I don't get tickets. I don't fucking do stupid shit in my car. If I'm going 100, I'm in the fast lane. Dang man,
You
you
get
gotta
a ticket
understand.
tomorrow, you're going to be
So
so
so y'all gotta
that's what
understand
I'm
Florida's
saying. Like
first off, y'all have to understand Florida's fast lane. Okay, there's a
On
big
I-75
difference.
or the interstate.
No, on I-95.
where
Okay.
I go, I-95. That's where it's crazy here
The
too.
fast lane, the lane that has motherfucking white posts sticking out that separates you from the rest of fucking traffic. There's a reason it separates you in Florida from the rest of traffic
They don't have all
because
that
you're
here.
well, here they do in your fast lane, in the express lane,
They have the
you are
fast
gonna
lane, just not the separator.
no, we have what's called an express lane. It's an express lane on I-95. It is a lane that is all the way to the left and it is separated from the rest of the four lanes of the highway and it has big white posts sticking out of the ground. You hit those
Wow.
posts, you fuck your car up. You're either by yourself or there's
Oh,
two
wow.
cars back to back. Everybody in the fast lane is going, everybody in the express lane is going 85 or better.
We have an
So
express lane
Is
here, but we have signs that
crucify
say keep
everybody.
right past left. So you're supposed to like keep right past left, but there's no, I couldn't imagine having, what happens if you hit them going fast? One of those.
There's no really when you go in the express lane, there's significantly less traffic too. You have to understand you have to pay to be in the express lane.
Oh,
So there's significantly less traffic. It's express lane is an option, but you're still going to get billed for
like
it.
Sun Express or whatever like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
way to the left of 95. It's on the
Yeah,
highway. All the
I've
way.
been there. Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. They just call it the express lane here, but it's nothing that like you pay. That's
Man, listen, I got my ass kicked in the gym today. I hit 100 to the house, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That was my next question. What is the reason of going 100? Are you having a
I'm
baby and you got to get
having
there?
a baby, man. I had to get there. I had to get there and lay the fuck down, man. My legs feel like jelly.
That's the
The
thing about
fuck?
variables, bro. They always can change.
Yeah.
when I do it, it's more because I'm like, I don't know. I don't see anybody coming and I just love
Yeah,
cars.
and then at the end of the day, bro, I'm not going 100 where there's fucking full of traffic on the road, bro. It's fucking 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. There's nobody on the fucking highway, especially in the fucking express lane.
I got my times, you know what I mean? Sometimes I got ladders strapped to the top, bro. I
I
ain't
mean,
going much fast at
uh,
all, you know what I mean? But
listen,
then I get in the car with the sunroof down and open and the windows down and you know what I mean? I might not even look at the speedometer
listen,
really.
they can, I don't give a damn. Everybody can crucify me. I like to drive fast. I drive fast, but I'm not Mackenzie Shirilla. I don't drive into fucking brick walls and I don't put my passengers in danger. I would be the
Amen.
only person in the car when I'm driving fast.
That was my next question. I'm
Amen.
glad you cleared
But
that up, brother.
the
Me
No, I
too.
transcript
don't.
yesterday, remember Plug last night, the transcript. How did they word that, man?
They said that Mackenzie drove after the accident, which
No,
that was
no, no,
something
no.
we. What is that? What you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about how they were trying to say that folks was grabbing for the wheel and stuff out of paranoia of fast driving or whatever it was worded as. Like, remember when I was like, you know what I mean? Like somebody who that's that gut feeling when you riding in the car with somebody you have no control and you
Oh,
feel your
nah, I don't
gut
do
The
drop.
that
tussle?
shit.
The tussle thing?
No. I'm talking
No,
about last night, bro.
he's talking about being in a
They
car with somebody that's like driving erratically or speeding and you don't have control.
Yeah, erratic paranoia
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
They
yeah.
worded it in the transcript. It was
No,
last night. They can go back and listen to the live last night. You'll find it somewhere in there, man.
Where
Shout out
it
to
like where they went to the right real fast and then the left. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, and yeah, because they said that one of them was trying to grab and do something with it, and but they said that it could have been a result, and they worded it differently, but induced paranoia from speed, basically, is what they're saying. But listen, every one of us been in the car while one of them was the homeboys or somebody. We was young. They just got they Camaro or whatever it was, and they're like, "Well, watch this," and they don't even say nothing. They just hit the gas and go. You know what I mean? My dad's a Corvette guy. He does this stuff to me all the time. Like, I'm just sitting there,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I sit there, I look cool, I look calm, but my gut just dropped, yo. Like, I'm like, man, like, I'm over here saying a prayer to God just in case. You know what I mean? Like, just in case, because I don't have control of it. The last thing I'm doing is trying to reach over there and grab homie's steering wheel. The last thing I'm
People
trying to
do
do is
that though.
interfere. What the most thing I'm gonna do is make sure that my seatbelt is clicked. I'm right with the Lord, and I'm gonna be
Right?
like, hey, bro, you
Praying.
good? Hey, bro, I see it's fast. You know what I mean? Like, I got
Man,
you. I understand it, your whip's fast. Like, I am not touching nothing, no instrument in that vehicle. They can
I ain't
miss me
gonna
with
lie.
that.
I speed more on my motorcycle than in my car though. Cause like in my
Well, you
car, I be
got to.
yeah, I
That's
speed a
easy.
lot on a
That's
motorcycle.
way
Don't end up
easier to
like white
speed on a
folks, bro. You need
motorcycle.
to be careful out there in these streets, man.
Hey, RIP
But
white folks, man. Don't
it
that's
took
my
them
dog,
20
man.
it took them 20 seconds to get up to 100 miles per. It took her 20 seconds to get up to 100 miles per hour, right? And then
20,
there,
Slow ass
27
and
or
car.
something like
around
that.
5.4 seconds, the car acted like it like flipped because that's how that road is. She was just going crazy, and it was going, zig and zagging, bro. It's crazy, bro.
I think
They have
I'm just keep it a buck, bro. Like I just think they were it was a full blown fight, and I think, like I said, I think they had been there before. I think Dom and Mackenzie had been in that predicament before, where Mackenzie was pressing the gas pedal or driving erratically, and Dom was able to talk her down, or she probably didn't follow through with it, and then
Well,
another day followed by, and then another day.
yeah.
And I just think that they had done it before, and in Dom's mind, RIP to Dom and Davion, I feel like in Dom's mind he felt like, okay, we've been here before. She's not gonna do nothing like crazy. She's just gonna drive erratic and crazy.
Wolf
And then
ticket.
at the
Yeah.
last second, I feel like that's where the curve came in. I feel like at the last second he realized before it was too late that you can't break this car, how fast she's going. And he tried to maybe push the wheel or grab Mackenzie or something,
I,
I'm hoping he
I,
did. You know what I mean? To
I
try to
believe,
fight, because that's
someone
that's
threw
the
it in
only thing.
neutral.
And
well,
I
bro,
believe that would have
That
been him.
I
Go
believe
ahead.
Davion came up between the two seats. If through the transcripts last night, they found Davion once again, man. RIP, condolences to the family. I know you've already had to hear this in the court, and now I'm about to say this again. Said it last night. My condolences, but nobody gets in the back seat, empty back seat, and chooses to sit in the middle. You sit on the left or the right side if you're gonna be a
Mhm.
backseat passenger.
Well, that's
Okay,
the thing is
they
maybe he
found
was in the
Davion.
to play
I
devil's
seen I
advocate.
seen where he was. That's the thing too. I seen where he was. He was, but he still
He
was a little bit in
Okay,
the middle, but in the back seat as well.
but
Like he's sitting a little bit on Dom as well.
to play devil's advocate with that, him being in the middle, I'm already under the impression that Mackenzie and Dom were having a heated conversation. Maybe Davion sat in the middle, because what do you do when you're trying to talk to the passenger and the driver at the same time? You scooch towards the middle when you're in the back seat. You scooch right towards the middle to where you can get both of their ears and you can talk to them both at the same time. So that could have been a
That would be
possibility.
assuming that he wanted to get involved, though. Don't you
you
think it's
do,
And
but
we
probably
know, hey,
who?
that's
Yeah,
funny. It's crazy that Pino says that because we know Davion for being a noble person. Like when that party
Maybe.
happened, he stayed behind. He was the one that stayed behind, and he talked to the police. The dude was very
Well,
respectful, and
so you
for Mackenzie showing no remorse for killing Davion Flanagan needs to be highlighted, because if they
it
ever
does.
get to a retrial, if they do get a retrial, that family has to go through the pain again, because it's they've already went through so much pain. They've already heard even the Russo family talk down on him, on body cam, that would didn't think it would come out. And it's true. We've seen it, how they called him, the black kid and all this stuff. Davion Flanagan got murdered by Mackenzie Shirilla, and it had nothing, and she murdered him in cold blood, and it had no crime of passion involved with what she did to him, and she's showing
Lisa
no remorse.
No,
Lisa
That's
loves
where she should get. Mackenzie Shirilla should get life in prison for just that murder by itself. Go ahead.
Lisa Love
he was
Jesus says
collateral.
Yeah, Lisa Loves Jesus says Davion was texting his friend. I have no doubt in my mind that as soon as they started arguing, Davion pulled his phone out and was like, "Here these two go again.
That's
Here
what
they
I.
go again." I have no doubt in my mind that he sent a text to one of his friends or somebody and was like, "They're arguing again, dude. I'm probably gonna come over there after this," or something like that. But I also have no doubt in my mind that if he was sitting in that middle back seat, like Krupp said, like right in the middle, he was trying to get both of their ears, or maybe possibly stop the car.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking bro, because the way they found it, the way they found him, he was on Dom, but
Well,
looking towards the
that
driver's side.
that could be from impact. You got to understand, 100 miles per
Yeah,
hour
but
is
bro,
not
you
light
in the
impact,
back though, so you got you, bro. If you in the
bro.
back, you gonna
Bro,
hit them seats.
100 miles per hour is enough to throw you from the back seat out the front windshield,
It
and
If
is,
he
and
was
and
in the
it,
another
middle,
but
30
maybe
feet.
he went out the front windshield if he was in the middle and they crashed that hard.
And he, like Krupp said, he could have gripped the seat. He could have like
Oh
maybe
yeah,
tried
okay.
to grab on to the seat and or something along those lines. But dude, 100 miles per hour.
And
Okay,
and
I've been around the car scene for a while. I've been riding motorcycles. I've been driving since I was fucking 13 years old. Before I had a license, I was driving. I was going to pick my dad up from a fucking work release center at 13. Okay, in a
bro,
Buick. Okay, but I just think that man, I it's sad when you think about it, dog, because like just like Krupp said, bro, he was a fucking collateral, bro. He was collateral damage, bro. He was
bro,
literally
yes,
collateral damage.
but
and it doesn't
like
make sense with Bubba. Think about Bubba. Bubba allegedly had Davion live at his house for a little bit, right? But when they bring up this whole free Mackenzie, they only talk about Dom. So because if they bring up Davion,
Yeah,
they allege that Dom has grabbed the wheel before. They can't say that about Davion. They
nah,
allege that Dom and her had a toxic relationship. They can't say that about Davion. So now they're in a fucking trick bag. They don't know what they can, like Bubba, and this is what's sad. Bubba's supposed to be friends with Davion. Bro, you should be ashamed of yourself, dude. How did these people sleep at night knowing that they're on the internet talking about the person that killed your friend that you want them out and don't even mention them? That whole
because
thing
yeah,
that he was cargo, that's how the internet is treating him.
they're not.
yeah,
It's horrible.
So the McKenzie wives, if that's what you want to refer to them as, because we refer to the Wade wives as Wade wives. So let's just why not? Let's fucking go with the trend. The McKenzie wives don't want to, and they can screen record this and play it back 1,000 times. But you know what? I bet you they don't have a comeback for it. The McKenzie wives will do everything and anything to highlight the Russo's dark background or the Russo's quote unquote marijuana use or whatever the fuck they're trying to highlight with the Russos, but they will avoid Davion's name at all costs. They won't say
it's
anything
because
about Davion. You know why?
it
Because they, like Plug said, they're in a fucking trick bag. Because the moment you try to pipe up about, bro, listen,
it
I mean,
deflection
we
of a
understand
one-way
it's
street.
deflection, and I understand
Yeah,
Mackenzie and Dom were in a toxic relationship. I understand that. That doesn't mean that Dom had to die, number one, and that definitely doesn't mean that Davion, who had nothing to do with your relationship, he wasn't counting the days
100%.
you guys were together. He wasn't going
Right.
for anniversaries. Davion wasn't going for a 1 month,
He,
2 month, 3 year anniversary.
he was going for a ride home.
Bro, he was going for a ride home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fuck shit is that? What kind of, how can you justify this bitch's actions? And I hear what the Mackenzie wives are saying. Oh, Dom this, Dom that, Christine this, and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the third. I hear what y'all saying, but what the fuck y'all got to say about the fact that she killed Davion?
Nothing.
Nothing, because she killed him too.
Just say his
It wasn't
name.
just Dom. It was
Just say his
Davion
name.
too. It was Davion Flanagan too, and she took him off this earth as well. So I mean, dude,
I think that goes back to her privilege, right? So privilege can shape expectations about protection, credibility, second chances, and even consequences. So if someone's repeatedly been rescued like she has from her parents and stuff, she may just develop an expectation that, somebody else will manage her fallout. And that's terrible, because that probably played into the fact of why she didn't even consider Davion in the back, which is terrible.
right. And again, I'm not even talking about Mackenzie. Like, I hope that bitch rots in prison. But I'm talking about these fucking. How do you feel just at night? I'm talking about these Mackenzie fucking supporters. How do you feel okay with yourself at night after making a video on the internet justifying Mackenzie's actions, or even saying that she wasn't wrong in her actions or anything, and then bashing the Russos and completely forgetting about Davion?
Oh, bro,
Completely.
the only thing they worried about feeling is seen.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
picture this. We have the Tyler Robinson case going on right now, Charlie Kirk murder, right? Tyler Robinson got enhancement charges of endangering other people involved. Like if he was trying to kill Charlie Kirk and ended up killing somebody else, he would have been charged with murder on top of that as well. Now, Mackenzie Shirilla, if we put it in that perspective, her target. She is Dom, but she kills Davion. She's charged. She's lucky she got 15 to life instead of full-blown life for killing Davion Flanagan.
Yeah,
There
she
is
got
no
spared.
passion of crime. There's no passion there. There's nothing there. It's cold-blood murder because of her. And then someone said there's a text message which they couldn't use in court. So I don't even know how much the text messages are relevant, because remember they couldn't even mention they mentioned a couple text messages, but they didn't mention all the text messages in the transcripts. Go ahead.
And I see Lisa Loves Jesus again. I see your comment. She said it was an abusive relationship. Mackenzie was controlling, manipulative, deceptive, and evil. She knew what she had planned. And I understand that. And I understand, again, I'm going back to the point of how these Mackenzie wives like to twist it. And they like to say Dom was controlling, Dom was manipulative, Dom was deceptive, and this, that, and the third. But what the fuck do y'all got to say about Davion? What the fuck do y'all got to say about Davion
Talking
Flanagan?
more about them, right, and their insecurities and stuff. Because usually when people do pick up for other people or do those things, they usually see themselves in the story somehow. So shame on them.
No,
Bro,
and I
and all them
100%
people
agree
that are
with
talking.
Lisa too. I just for the record, I agree with you, Lisa. Mackenzie was controlling, manipulative, and deceptive, and evil. All of those
100%.
above. Great
And
words to
abusive,
describe her.
bro. Like, we just read the transcript that was described as a tussle, and then they said, describe what you saw in the tussle. Mackenzie was using her hands and smacking and attacking. What was Dom doing? Dom was trying to evade the whip. He trying
That's
to
a
get
witness
out of the
statement.
car.
Good point, Corrupt.
That is not a
Hey,
tussle. That is abuse. Once
Well,
again.
their argument, remember, Corrupt, we just read the transcript too. Let's talk about that a little bit, because the dude's name is Hinch, right? So that's where the
Yeah.
Mackenzie supporters come in and say that Christine Russo had a henchman when his name is Henchman, right? And, and that his whole job was to get people out of situations. And the situation that Dom was in was obviously that whole thing in there, and he was a witness. Now, I thought about this, Corrupt. If he was a real henchman, he's not going on the stand, bro.
No.
Think
no.
about that. He's not going. He's not being a witness
If
to
he's a
this. He's
real
not going on.
if
Go
if
ahead.
he's a real henchman, we don't know who he is.
Yes,
Man,
exactly.
he not no goddamn real henchman. Get the
They
you
watch
pull
too
your
much
pants up. The
Yellowstone,
shit
bro.
is getting deep.
They watch too much Yellowstone. They trying to make another rip.
Man, it's full as shit. Full as shit like a fucking Christmas turkey. Full of shit.
I believe that's stuffing, but
Hey,
we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
with it. We're gonna
Listen,
go
hey,
with it.
hey, smacking. Speaking of smacking, I'm finna smack the shit out of Jumpsuit Pablo.
Say word.
I like the plugins. I like the plugins, man.
When you gonna do that, bro?
I ain't gonna lie to you. November, we gonna go ahead and lay it down in the ring. I already know how Bro gonna come
That's
at me. I already know Jumpsuit gonna come with all his might in the first round.
that sound like a premeditated smacking.
This is
Are
a
you
premeditated
training?
smacking.
Like he said, like he got cut training. Are you training too? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, but the difference is I'm not posting a little.
Go, put him in the corner.
I got that exclusive.
Hey, but the
Hey,
thing is, I'm not posting no little cut marks and saying I'm training. I'm posting the training.
go, put him in the corner.
Hey, it looks better than Minor Mouse. Put it. Ooh, ooh,
I was about to say the same thing, bro. That looked like a whole different
ooh.
Pinot from the little parking
I
lot.
Look at
I told
polished
this is a
Pinot.
this is a spar. This is me barefoot. This is not me with tight jeans, a fucking keys attached to my waist, just
yeah.
playing around. This is just
Nah,
sparring.
you
You
can
know.
tell. You can tell the big difference right there just from anything that's been seen before, dog. Like Pinot letting them fly now.
Oh no, so the fight ain't till November. The face off is supposed to be this month. Um, the face off might actually be at Lights Out. It might actually be there. So, but we're gonna have to have security there. I might wanna,
Are
I
you
might
worried
wanna
about
hit him
jumpsuit
with a jab.
slapping you during the face-off? Did you hear my question? Are you worried about jumpsuit Pablo slapping you in the face-off?
If he slapped me in the face, all I ever seen Goldberg. Y'all remember back in the day, Goldberg, the
Who's
spear.
next? Who's
Y'all remember the
next?
spear? Y'all remember
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna
Goldberg
bring the
yeah.
being?
spear back.
I'm gonna bring the spear
Goldberg.
back. I'm gonna bring the spear back. I'm gonna bring it back to life. I'm gonna
Jackhammer
resurrect the
too,
spear.
bro.
Nope, just the
Is this
spear.
event going to be live, like
Hey,
for
read
everybody
this
to
one,
watch?
Cindy
Oh
Owens.
yeah, so this
Yeah,
this is good. It's gonna be streamed on many platforms. It'll be on Kick. It'll be on Celebrity Boxing. Not Celebrity Boxing, but Smack Championship Boxing. Celebrity Boxing will be promoting it. It'll be on Jack Doherty's stream.
Smack Fighting
There's a
Championship.
bunch of other like Kick streamers and shit that I don't know their name, but they have hundreds of thousands of followers and shit. Um, I'm not too good with Kick names, Kick
Hey,
streamers and shit like that.
Are you going to stream it here for everybody on YouTube to watch?
Yeah. Of course. It's gonna be free to watch. It's
Are we
not gonna.
taking bets?
Yeah, it's gonna be free to watch. I'm
Mrs.
gonna.
Jamie from Philly is interested, bro. Like
And the
she
thing
ready
is
for
like
this.
even if the
I
actual
love it.
like match is not free to watch, my phone will still be recording live, so you guys can always. So will the YouTube streets. Plug will be there as well. So like there'll be a bunch of live streams covering it. Trust me, y'all be able
and
to
if
catch
I don't go, I'm gonna go live on Pino's channel and react to it from Kick, so everyone will be able to see it from Pino's channel while he's there at the fight. If I don't go,
it.
because we just adopted another kid and I might not be able to make it, so I might just do that for him. But go ahead.
You
You
gonna
just
you
Hey,
adopted another kid.
Yeah,
yeah,
plug got
shout out
he got
Plug.
9 of them now. He got 9 kids now.
I thought,
I got 9
yeah,
kids,
9. That's it. Yeah,
and I do not drive
don't
100
don't
miles per hour. Let's get
nah,
okay.
only on the weekend.
Bruh.
Hey, Cindy Owens though. Cindy Owens got a little comment out there, man. Said she probably didn't even like Davian because she wanted Dom all to herself and didn't want Dominique to hang with his
Well,
friends.
the text
She wanted
messages show
him with
that.
her.
The
I was
text
going to say, I
messages
read
do show
all
that.
32,000 pages of the text messages, and that is clear through the text messages that she.
And the Mackenzie,
Mm.
the Mackenzie supporters, they only show the text messages that make Dom look bad. They're not going through the whole thing. Like them text messages of her hating his friend group is very important.
She accuses him of getting
So
it from Blair. Like she straight calls him like names and stuff. Oh, I have all
Dr.
the text
Vanya,
messages to show how bad she was. It's ridiculous.
how do you feel about them not putting all the text into the court hearing, only choosing some?
Well, the thing there is, isn't that part of like her defense? Like, it's not that they didn't put it out. I didn't like, why didn't they put out certain things? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think, as much as I think she's where she should be and that she's wrong, I feel like her defense didn't put up as much as they could have. Like, I'm sure if they had an argument and the text messages could have proved their argument, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, you think they would have
Let's
used.
corroborated. Yeah.
let's talk about that because I learned something today too, Dr. Vona. Basically, we can say that the Mackenzie supporters, they could say that Mackenzie's lawyers didn't do a good job. Well, guess what? The prosecution didn't do a fully great job either. And I'll explain why. We have a Plunder True Crime released something very important of Mackenzie threatened to kill herself that was not mentioned in court. There's and we seen that there wasn't a lot of questions asked on some stuff being corrupt. We just reviewed the transcripts. There's
Hmm.
some stuff that that could have been dug deeper into and better. So it's not just one side. If they do a retrial and they're able to present more of this stuff that came out after the fact, oh, it's not going to look good for Mackenzie Shirilla.
Yeah, that would be assuming that they let those things in. But I follow Plunder too. Like, I'm part of her Patreon so that I could get all the documents too. And the one that you're talking about is when her dad called, right? So he, even at the end of that call, he doesn't have them take her to do a mental evaluation, because he says to the caller, I mean to the 911 operator, that he thinks she's doing it just to get a rise out of her mom. To me, that just shows her level of manipulation,
Hmm.
and that she knows what strings to pull to get her mom to do what it is that she wants.
Well,
I don't know if
I've
there's
said
really
that
any
about their
real,
little.
you know, attempts of her taking her life. I don't, I mean, there could be, but I think the one with the dad that Plunder was talking about, the dad made it sound like she did it because she knew that it would make a rise out of her mom. Because my thing is, if she really was in that state that night, why didn't her parents make them take her to get a psych eval?
Yeah, yeah, no, for real.
No,
I think a lot with that dad. I think the things you're describing with the mom and Mackenzie, and then the dad. Like, it's almost like I don't. It's a whole weird triangle, but I've always felt like that little guala guala language stuff they do. I felt like they do that so they could manipulate the dad in front of his face in real time, and be able to say and what I mean, work together against him or whatever they want to do with it. I mean, there's so many ways they could use it, but he didn't know the language and they
A thousand
did.
percent, but that's a problem for me because it took me like some time, but I went through and I transcribed it. I'll be damned if my husband and my kid are having a conversation that I don't know about. I would record it and figure it the frig out because I need to know, like, what are you two
Well,
talking about that I can't know? So that says
to,
a lot about him, that he
yeah,
never, in all these years, took a minute to figure out what the hell they were saying.
yeah, I mean, it's a lack of dedication or lack of care for sure.
Year or two, yeah.
he's a laid back guy because remember his students when he lost his job, about half the class was upset. Now the reason half the class would be upset is probably because he let them do whatever they wanted.
So, do you
Maybe.
think the parents could have ever got charged for neglect because of how they let their daughter operate as a minor?
Well,
I
because
don't.
she got charged as an adult, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know that they did. It's not like they provide. I mean, I guess you could say they provided her with the car, which is a deadly weapon here. But
Yeah, I did a
a
video
lot
on
of it.
that. I said Natalie Shirilla provided Mackenzie with the murder weapon, and people are like, "Dude, that's clickbait." And I'm like, "No, not really. It's not really clickbait. It's true."
She knew too. This is the thing that I think is really messed up too. Like, her mom was a part of all of her social medias. So like, shame on them for not saying it. Like, if my kid's driving my car with smoking, like, there's a time and a place for that. Don't do that in my car and put it on your freaking TikTok.
Yeah,
Like, what is wrong with
yeah,
you? Like,
100%.
where was her mom all that time? Like, give me the keys to the car, and when you cannot
She was
post
too
this shit,
busy.
maybe I'll give it back.
She was too busy being a friend, not a mom. She
Too
wanted to
busy
be the
being her
cool,
friend.
the
Boom.
cool mom, the cool friendly mom.
And that's what that leads to. It leads to friendship, not parenting.
How do you, Dr. Vona? Let's talk about Natalie a little bit. I want to know your mindset on Natalie. Do you think she's the type of is she promiscuous? Is she outgoing? Is she the type of woman that you think that has cheated on Steve before?
That's a good question. So let me first say that I don't know Natalie. So this would all be speculation based off of all of my years' experience. I don't know that. If anything, I think that her being so involved in Mackenzie, I don't know that she's ever been anything but Mackenzie's mom, like in the most recent years. So I feel like she finds an identity in that. I don't know what her identity is outside of that. Like, I don't know that she has like with me, I'm a professor. I'm also a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a lot of things, but you know what I mean? Like I have my own identity with my profession and stuff. I know she has a job and stuff, but I just don't know that she has another identity other than Mackenzie's mom.
And more now than ever, probably. It probably was like that already, and now it's just severely
now she's
extreme.
getting the attention. You have to go through her to get to Mackenzie.
Yeah, that's what she's reaping the benefits of the spoiled labor. You know what I mean? Like it's wild work.
And you said something important earlier. You said she's right where they want her almost, where they finally have control over her.
Yeah.
Control. Yeah. Maybe not where they want her, but they have control. They know where she's at. They know what she's doing. They're not, you know what I mean? So they're giving her commissary money, but it's not, I'm sure her being in their house costs them a lot more than, from what I hear, she was living in, like before she lived with Dom, she was living in the master bedroom.
Yeah.
That right there says so much to me. As parents, you guys have to be up here. Like you can't let your kid take the master bedroom. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you know the old saying, right?
What
like
was
they're running the asylum. Like
what was Steve's mindset of wearing that shirt that said "boom" on it? Was that was that like subconscious or what?
I think my honest opinion is, and I think that it was just, I don't think that he thought as much, which goes to show Mackenzie, right? I feel like that's similar. He didn't really, I don't think he thought that through. I think he was trying to show that drip drop guy that he was supporting him. However, if he had, you know, if his wife or somebody, if he didn't notice, somebody should have been like, oh, maybe that's a bad idea. Like there's plenty of other t-shirts you could buy of that drip drop guy. You don't need to buy one that says boom.
Them producers, those people that were there to film, that they noticed.
Yeah,
and
but they probably
sure are not going to tell him to change.
Yeah, they were probably texting each other like, "Look at this dumbass! Like he's wearing." They were probably like, "Make your shirt more like, you know."
Yeah, they probably did.
Now it was a crime circus shirt, but why wear it? Why not read the room and why not just you know?
Because I think he was trying to appeal to that creator. However, I don't think he realizes like that creator might have a lot of subs or whatever, but all the people that were watching on Netflix is a ton of more people. So he was catering to a very small group of people in the grand scheme of things, and that was a bad decision, big time.
Well, he could have also been thinking about it like this, like, okay, if I put this out there almost as if I'm a brand ambassador during this Netflix documentary, maybe I can get more people to go over there and
that's
be
what I
on
think.
that side of the train, you know, like, yeah.
That's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. Because by bringing attention to him, although he might have a lot of subs, like what we might consider here in the grand scheme of the world that was watching that Netflix.
Yes, ma'am.
I agree with you.
Plug, I got these dogs. I'll be right back.
Okay, let me ask you another thing, Doc. What about the warm milk? Are we, as people, taking that out too far? Is that really what it is? Just warm milk, or is it? What's the signs?
In my opinion, I think it really is warm milk. I think that it's very dysfunctional, which is why people are seeing it for what it is. And I think that it's such a dysfunctional act that people are like, it can't just be warm milk. I read all 32,000 pages of her text with Dom, but I also read all of her, there's like 200 pages of text with her dad. There's text with Rose. I read all the things, and it is pretty consistent. And she talks even in her text with Dom about how like, if it's something about food going on strike, she's like, what would I do? I like rely on my milk or whatever. Like, I genuinely think it was milk, but I think that it was a very Like, it tells me something about their attachment. And the fact that she felt like right now, I could not imagine my daughters texting me or my dad. They're 23 and 18, but still, I couldn't imagine either one of them texting me, not even 5 years ago, to be like, can you heat me up warm milk? Like, but the fact that he even does that is just strange. And I wonder if they do the same thing for the other daughter.
Oh,
And
wow.
rub my feet.
Is there
Like that. How many people in chat have had their dad rub their feet as a teenager? Like, it's just
that's a,
weird.
that is I think that is very strange. Is there any other red flags in a household would even we would think about something, you know, because at one time some of the Mackenzie supporters, they believe that Mackenzie was a victim of human trafficking, allegedly.
I don't think so. I mean, just my opinion. I don't think there's really signs of that. I think what we're really seeing, you guys, is entitlement at its fullest, and personality disturbances like that, you know, the characteristics of maybe a cluster B type personality disorder, which would be, for anybody watching, anything from narcissistic, borderline, histrionic, and antisocial. They're the four that go with cluster B. And I think she fits a lot of those personality traits, but I think her parents enabling her and spoiling her the way that they did, and getting her, you know, rubbing her feet at 2 a.m. or bringing her warm milk up at 1 in the morning when she asks, all of those things plays a role in that, in her thought process on who she thinks she is, or, you know, she thinks she's above everybody and she's smarter than everybody and she'll get away with it all. And I think this was just a rude awakening. Her parents, I think, hold a lot of the blame for this.
How about the sister? Is the sister benefiting now that Mackenzie's in prison? Or is it worse?
I don't know, because I don't think the sister has the same personality type. So, like, for the sister, this extra attention could be mortifying for her. Like, I could see her change. I mean, not that I know this, but I'm saying, like, someone in that situation, you could be like mortified and want to change your name even because of all the negative. But so I don't know that this brought anything positive in her life. However, if it was Mackenzie, if Mackenzie was the younger sister and like this happened to an older sibling, I could see this benefiting somebody like Mackenzie. So I think it's just a different personality type. And that's why I don't necessarily see it as anything positive for the sister. She probably, I mean, she's had a million opportunities to come out. She could have her own YouTube. People would chime in to hear what she had to say. So she clearly, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily want to be in the spotlight. And not for nothing, but Natalie tells us about her a few times in the calls. And I would be so mad at my mom. Like, she tells like about how Natalie took her bed away because she was hiding food under the bed. Like, why would you put that on a jail call knowing everybody's going to hear it? So I wonder how much animosity she must have towards her, especially her mom.
Now, you're knowledgeable in this case. You read the text messages. Is there any signs that Dom did any type of abuse to Mackenzie Shirilla?
So this is the thing. I wouldn't say that but I will say that there are not abuse. There's regular teen girlfriend, boyfriend, like nonsense in the beginning of the calls. There's like 2 years of calls. And you see in the beginning, Dom's more of like he tells her, like, Mackenzie, like, he pretty much tells her like to go scratch pretty much. And she begs him to come over and stuff. But then you see it like evolve into something different. By the end, she's very much the one that's like telling him what to do. And he very much is backed off a little bit. But I think that is a cycle of abuse. And I think that people need to. So I think that he was more of a victim here. And however, with that being said, all of us that have been in relationships, I'm sure I said some dumb shit to my husband at some point that I didn't mean. I mean, I wouldn't be proud of that, but
yeah, that's what I was going to say. They have one
I think it's
verbal,
just regular arguments between teens as far as he's concerned.
yeah, they got one verbal video of him telling her to shut up in a car, right? And they try to
She's
use that as
laughing.
the. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying she's like laughing in that video. So that just tells me that she must have been like irking him to get him to do that, because you could see, if you look at that video, she's like laughing, like, huh, like, got ya. So it's almost like, what did you say or do that? Like, and it doesn't make it right for someone to freak out if you do that. But I'm saying, well, God only knows what she was jabbing that eventually got him to be like, don't talk.
But we have no proof. This is what I was trying to get to. But there's no proof of him putting hands on her at any time.
Never.
No, I haven't found it either. I haven't
Nothing.
seen it either. They tried. They say the because when they say toxic relationship, we got to be clear. It was toxic majority on one side.
This is the thing though. So I have a special, so my bachelor's and master's is in counseling psychology. And then I have a specialization in marriage and family therapy. And then I have a
Oh,
doctorate too in education. But I say that because everything I know from my couples therapy stuff is that when I say this, you guys, I don't anybody, I hope nobody takes me the wrong way. Two people dance together, just meaning that there was something that for why he was like allowing this. So like, and she just gets more and more and more. And then he kind of like shrivels this way as she gets more bigger and bigger as far as being abusive. So, but the thing is that there are some people that Mackenzie wouldn't have gotten past the second date with. So in other words, there's something, whether it be trauma that they bonded over in the past, something, even if it was Dom not thinking that he deserved something better than that. And I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying why somebody might stay. Also remember, people stay in these situations too, because, and in one sense, this person provides a sense of like fear and, that's the abuse part. But then on the other sense, they also provide love. And it makes it that much harder for your brain to be able to pull the two things apart and to understand the difference between intensity and love and abuse. So there's just so many things that go on in the adult brain so in a teenage brain, I mean, they're younger. I think he was just trapped in a really bad relationship. And for whatever reason, I don't know that he was at the point yet. Maybe he was getting there. But the reason he might have let this go on for 2 years is, for whatever reason, he not accepted her. He accepted her, obviously, like he loved her. He was really good to her. But for whatever reason, he never moves on past her. Even in times where he says he wants to break up, he comes back hours later and he's like, and he'll like open the door to, getting back together again, which always makes me think, I don't know what he's been through in his life personally, but I can almost, I'd bet anything on it that he has experienced his own childhood trauma, which makes the stuff that Kenzie does to him feel familiar, not okay, but familiar. And sometimes when we feel familiar, even if it's a dysfunctional thing, the person will stick with it because it feels familiar. So it's almost like you could predict what's going to happen next, even if that behavior is completely out of control or, a negative thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah, it does. I know we're kind of doing hypotheticals, but you're a doctor and you experienced this before, so she's definitely coming from the expert point of view. So that's why I'm definitely hearing it out. And I want to know too, did Mackenzie Shirilla, when she's texting Dom, did it ever go back to her like? Because I haven't seen all of the texts, right? Is she actually like turning into something that's submissive to him eventually, like giving up to him?
No, she
Because
becomes very dominant. She's
really
submissive in the beginning and becomes very dominant by the end.
interesting.
In the beginning of the text, she'll be like, Dom, can I please come over? And she'll be like, but Dom, just let me come over. If you just, and it's like that very much so. And then towards the end, it's more like, this is my house. I'll be over at 10 because that's where I am supposed to be. Like, so she very much becomes very dominant.
And now she's somebody's girlfriend in prison. And I want to mention that too because we do have one of the former girlfriends of Mackenzie. We had her on the YouTube streets too.
I saw.
Cheyenne, right? They joked around with her saying that Cheyenne looked like Davion. I never understood that, and it didn't sit well with me because again, she's never showed remorse to Davion, but she's trying to find a girlfriend in prison that looks like him. What does that mean?
So that's interesting that you say that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And I mean, that could be a subconscious thing. But I think it's a great point. When I saw like that didn't get lost on me that there was that similarity there. And I mean, I'm sure it's something I I don't really know. That's a good one. I don't know, but I think my thing is she wants to be loved and needed. And she has like that such fear of abandonment that I almost feel like she wants to be accepted. And my thing is she's not like out in the world where she has a ton of people that she could date. So we have to remember, didn't the one say she's like gay for the stay or whatever? That's the term they use. So we have to remember, like, was it really about Cheyenne, or was it about the attention that Cheyenne gave her? But the fact that about that similarity with looks, my other thing though is, what is the pool of people look like? And because Cheyenne's a pretty girl, but I don't know what the women around her, like, I guess I'm saying, what options does she have to choose from? So was it a coincidence, or was there just only like 20 people within her age range that she would go for? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then and that's a good point too, because let's go to her other girlfriend. Allegedly, she had that girl kind of looks like a female Rob Dyrdek, or like a female Justin Bieber on crack or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain how she looks. I'm not, but you know what I'm saying. Like she's just getting what she can get. And there's been rumors. Rotten Mango recovered this as well, where Mackenzie Shirilla had trains ran on her.
Yeah, that's what we hear, right?
Yeah, Jumpsuit Pablo covered it too. We covered it too about 8 months ago. It got covered by Rotten Mango. It's something that's circulating right now. Mackenzie Shirilla's is getting dogged out, I guess, allegedly. I bet she had a crazy birthday yesterday.
I wonder if she did. How old is she now? Like 21 or 22, or I don't even know. 22, I guess, right?
22, right? Or 20. I'll have to see what the chat says. So salute to everybody in the building too. We got Dr. Vona in here. Make sure you sub up to her channel, Dr. Vona, right?
Yes, it's under the Minds Behind True Crime with Dr. Vona. But if you just click on me somewhere,
I see you on X all the time. You post a lot on there. You cover a lot of cases. What's something what other cases are you particularly interested in right now?
So the Clancy case, the mother that killed her kids and then jumped out the window, she's on trial right now. And I think there's like a lot of postpartum psychosis there. So I'm interested in that for those reasons.
So what do we have with this case? So we know for a fact she killed her kids, and then she tried to kill herself, and then she's paralyzed, right?
Yes.
That is insane. That's God making her fucking take accountability for this shit. Not every time you're going to be able to take the easy way out. Now you're stuck, and now you're going to get humiliated too. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I was listening in while I was dealing with the dogs and all that. But y'all were talking about Cheyenne and her looks and all that, right? So like, and then I heard you guys talking about I was thinking, I thought I put it in the chat, but I kind of chopped it up. I was trying to do too many things at once. Anyways, this is what I was getting at. So there's so many people that's in her proximity, which are going to be limited. It's gonna, there's not going to be many people to choose from, like y'all said. But Davion was close to Dom. And so the closest thing that she could get to Dom, she wanted her pictures in the man's casket. You know what I mean? Like, she's still obsessed after the whole fact. So the closest thing that she could get to Dom is someone that looked like someone who is close to Dom. So
you get another A+. That makes total sense to me, 100%. That's really good. That's good. And you're right about the picture thing. And from what we were told, I think it was the sister tells us that she was in line at the viewing, the sister was, and that she noticed that there was someone on the phone on FaceTime with Mackenzie. So Mackenzie was like in line too at the viewing, which I think is just horrible. But the fact that she wanted her pictures in there just shows possession, right? She wants people to remember that Dom's with her, and that he'll go down, loving her last forever.
And the starting out, how you were starting out with the text, that submissive in the beginning, and then the way you described them, it didn't seem submissive as much as it seemed building up manipulative.
Yes, I agree. I think the question I asked was about if she was submissive, and I was saying no, towards the end she was dominant, but you're absolutely right. It was more building up, and you see the change. So if you guys ever get a chance to read them, you'll see like the evolution. She changes. Like she's one person in the beginning of them and like somebody else in the end. And you see the progression.
Which
It's
that
crazy.
happens a lot in relationships, right? It does.
Yes,
I mean,
it does.
honeymoon phase, all of that. But this is an extreme degree of that, like a toxic relationship, but to the 10th degree.
let
1,000%.
me
Like
ask
she
you
ends up
this,
being, yeah,
which
guys.
is this is crazy. I just thought about this too. If they weren't allowed to use all of the text messages in the trial, why did Strongsville police release all the text messages?
There's a lot of evidence that was released. I think that there's a difference, right, between what evidence is collected and what's showed in trial. So maybe this is just everything that was collected, not necessarily the things that were just shown in trial. That's my guess.
You know what? And I'm thinking
Well,
about
it's
Gypsy Rose, and they didn't
it's
show all those videos either. So you know what?
well, it's
I take back what
probably
I said. Go ahead, Corrupt.
it's probably because of discovery, bro. So
Yeah, it's
discovery,
Discovery.
once
Yep.
the case is over, everything, we can file for motion to discovery, FOIA or whatever. During the case, both sides have the discovery, and then they pick and choose what they want to use. So
Yeah, that's a
that's
good
why.
point. Because with Gypsy Rose, there's so much that we got after the fact that they didn't use in the trial as well. So, yeah,
They were some crazy videos.
bro, that I don't know why that didn't get talked about enough. That's probably the craziest shit that's happened. Was it this year or was it last year? Either way, it's the craziest shit that I've ever seen in true crime. Is that Gypsy Rose fucking aftermath videos of her just being, dude, admitting to letting her child get molested allegedly.
Not
That
only
was
doesn't admit
absurd.
it, but tells the guy that, like, I understand that this is what's going to happen. It's horrible. I have that whole case file too, if you want me to email it to you.
Well, speaking of Gypsy, she thinks Mackenzie needs to be in prison.
I can't believe that. I couldn't believe that when I saw that on TMZ. I was like, wait, what?
That's
I
wild.
think her I
Yeah.
think her mindset is this, that she doesn't want too many people out taking her shine.
Well,
Oh,
it would be that's rich coming from her type
yeah,
type of idea.
for sure.
No, that could be though, plug. Like, I mean, you had Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony didn't, she never got found guilty. She didn't have to go sit down, nothing like that. But man, she could have been one of the first ones of these had the social media been what it is now for sure. Which she was
I
on the
think she
verge. I
does
mean, it was
now. She
right
has
there.
she does do it. She has a Substack or something. Apparently, she makes like $100,000 a year or something from a Substack. I don't know. I was just reading documents not too long ago. So she has learned how to, get people to capitalize off of that. And there are some people in today's age, like in their 20s, that don't remember that case, that think she's like not guilty. It's crazy.
What do you think of Son of Sam law, but internet type of deal? Like,
Well, that's what Christine Russo's pushing for
yeah,
Ohio right now.
yeah.
I think the idea is obviously a great idea. I did some research on it, and what I found was that parts of it were struck down by like the Supreme Court or whatever because of the First Amendment and stuff like that. I think what a lot of states have adopted is that they didn't feel like they had the right to tell, somebody that you can't make money off of what you're saying, because that would go against our amendments. However, what can be done is whatever money you make, the victim's family can go after and get. So I think that, that should go to the internet too. So I think it's more, if you think about it, if I killed her or whatever, or if I did it, that OJ book, he was trying to write that book and he wanted to profit from it. But what they were able to do was they weren't able to stop the book because of his First Amendment, but they were able, all the proceeds went to the Goldman family because that was the victims. So OJ didn't get anything from that book, from what I, been able to
as
research.
it should. Yeah, the victims should be taken care of. They're
sure
the ones
should.
that have to live with the grief, especially when you have the convicted that are sitting there showing no remorse, taking no accountability at all. You don't want accountability, so you don't want, why should you get that money?
I hear you.
Well, let me ask you this.
You can.
Let me ask you this, because I'm conflicted with Colby Ryan, the son of Lori Vallow, because he went live the other day and he has his mom on the phone, and I feel like Lori is such a hothead, crazy bitch. She wouldn't get on there knowing that they're not doing a play. I think it's a
Lori.
play. It's a form of grifting. I mean, you lost your
Well,
siblings, and now you're monetizing your mom coming on the platform, and you're recording her in prison, interviewing her.
So I wonder if that's the type of thing that would
it's
get
wild.
shut down. Because in my opinion, Lori loves the limelight. So I feel like she winds up getting just as much out of that type thing. So I wonder if that's what that law would kind of cover, would be something like that where they wouldn't be able to. Because if you're just talking about Kobe Ryan in general, I mean, I don't see why. I don't think he's doing anything different
No,
than
no, I think
anybody.
it's definitely freedom of speech, and I think it it's always going to be allowed, and I don't think it's necessarily because he's a victim at the end of the day. He's still on the victim side, but when you bring your mother on
That's the
after
problem.
that, yeah, I think at that point now you're kind of it's a form of grifting, which there's good grifting and bad grifting too. I don't think all grifting is bad. I think that what Christine Russo did for for her brother in the parties they were doing, I don't see anything wrong with that. They could
I don't know.
everyone grieves the way they want to grieve. I don't care. And that's a question to you right now. How do you feel about everyone attacking the Russo family? Or not everyone, but TikTok people attacking the Russo family.
So I actually did a live just on this. I like reacted to like they did a live about it and then I reacted to that. So because I think that it's important. I do think that I mean this is the thing. People could look up anyone. Somebody could go do, a deep dive on me if they want. Like it's our right to do that. My thing is it our, we're picking, not we, like the people that are doing this are picking a victim's family, which on one hand you could say the argument behind that girl is that Miss Russo is a lawyer and that that this stuff is a matter of public record, da da da. But on the other side, it's like, okay, and like, so why, like, what are you doing? So I mean, I get that it's someone's right, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that it makes it right. Um, but I don't know. I guess people think that it's okay because one of the arguments was that they were saying like, could Miss Russo have swayed the prosecution or the prosecutor in any way and da da da. And my thing is, I don't know about the law stuff. I'm here for the psychology and all of it. But I see what you're saying. I don't know. It makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes. But at the same time, if I'm being honest, I'll also read it. And I'm just
I
being
feel
honest.
uncomfortable too. I'm right there with you. I
It's like
feel
one of these
uncomfortable.
where like you feel uncomfortable, but you still are looking like, what is this?
But then at the same time we're YouTube and we're journalists and we got to keep it fair and and we have to read it. Now to cover it is another thing, or to come with an angle, because that's
Yeah,
another thing
there you
about how
go.
YouTube works. It's angles. Like Jumpsuit Pablo has made all his views off of angles, and it's usually a prison angle, but the way that they're angling the Russo family and I ain't gonna lie, I don't maybe corrupt. Are you here?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
When we were reading about the henchman thing, did that sway you in any way or make you feel any type of way, or is that just like because Pino
No,
just said,
just
"Man, he's not a fucking henchman."
no, none of the henchman stuff. I mean, the only thing that was the defense doing their job, talking about, yo, you a felon, right? Yo, you 42 and where you live in her basement. Like that's the only thing that made me feel anything when I was other than, you know what I mean, other than whenever they were talking about that tussle I keep bringing up. Like that
Well,
made me
and the
feel a
defense
type
said
way.
this too. Corrupt. The defense said this too. He said, "You get stuff done, right?" And then who gave you that nickname?
Mhm.
Remember that he
Mhm.
said who, and then he said friends and family, and then the Mr. McDonald came back and said, "Did the Russos give you that nick to call you that, give you that nickname?" And he said,
Yeah,
"Yes."
but bro,
What's
we're
his
playing
last name? Do we know?
His
Like, is
name
his
is
the
last
Christopher Martin.
Oh, so it's not
Yeah.
like Christopher Hench or something?
No,
Okay.
but we're
No.
playing semantics. I mean, this is wordplay, man. Like, if this dude was a henchman, like we said earlier, we would not know about him. He would not be on the stand. We're talking about a man that was given a
Good.
name
That's it right there.
as in someone who handles what they say. That they're a man of their word. If they tell you they're going to go do something, they're going to do it. He's a man that you can put your trust and your faith in whatever job you send him to do. That's
And
what we're
calling him
looking
a
at.
felon and does he live in the basement, for me, is just a way for them to down
Yeah.
him, which I think is
Yeah.
horrible on every level.
And then Miss
Yeah.
Russo's, and we didn't get to Miss Russo's examination, and we will. We're going to do another live too. We're going to try to do 30 days in a row. This is day 2.
Okay.
When they asked her though about him, I guess they're working on houses, and she gives a better answer of why he's there. And I was trying to get that with Corrupt, but we had a lot going on, so we'll come back to it. But yeah, there's a lot to go over. I think that the therapist thing, and maybe you guys have a different opinion on it, but it is a form of admission of guilt. And it could go good for both ways. The defense can use it as, oh, she's showing that she is remorse, she's guilty, da 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 da, and then the prosecutors could say that's a admission of guilt.
That's exactly how I see that. I like how you said it there. So either way, it could work for either one. That's how I should have worded it from the very beginning. It could work for either one depending on how they put it out there. So I totally agree with that.
And I agree with this court could have been better on both sides. And if it does go to a retrial, I don't know if they can use new stuff that pop up, but there's so much stuff that we're getting in. And if they could use all the text messages for someone that's seen all of them, like yourself, it would actually benefit the prosecutors in the state, because it leans more into Mackenzie being toxic and all this stuff.
That would also be assuming, though, that if there was like jurors or sense, or even a judge, that they would read all of them. So I would hope that somebody would, because you have to read like the whole thing to get the gist of it. It's wild. But you guys, just so you know, again, you're more than welcome on your 30-day span to go right through my translations, or if you want me, I think I have.
That's
Whose do I
awesome.
Oh,
have?
interesting.
I have one of your emails. I just don't remember which. I think
Probably YouTube Streets.
No, I don't. I don't know. Somebody gave me an email the other day. I emailed one of you. I'll tell you right now which one I emailed. But anyway, so I could email you. I don't know if anybody has an email they want to give me or whatever, but I could email you guys some of those things if you want to look at them. But I translated them. So I give it to you with the translation, and then I slow it down to 0.75 so you could hear it better, type thing. But you guys are more than welcome to use any of my things.
We appreciate that, Dr.
That's
Vona.
awesome.
Thank you for having me up.
We appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate
and
you
it's
guys.
not like definitely thank you for coming up. I've enjoyed being able to just get your opinion and talk to a smart individual. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna say, that's not like just some random creator coming up and be like, yo, you can use this or use that. Like we got somebody that has knowledge and creativity.
It's your career. You actually put sweat equity into what you do. It's not just some YouTuber. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that
that,
means
you
a
guys.
lot.
I appreciate that. And before I hang up real quick, if you guys ever want me to come back up again, just ask. I have no problem. And I'm glad. Thank you for letting me come up, because sometimes I think when we just have Dr. Vona type thing, it just sounds like, I don't know. When I think of doctor, I don't necessarily think of some cool girl from Philly that listens to Biggie and I do all the things that you guys.
One of the mods, drop her channel in the chat for everyone to sub up. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna drop divine timing to it though.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Doc.
I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you. I'll be here on the next 30 days. I'll be listening.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Corrupt. We were running. Dude, we took advantage of her up here. We were running her around, dude.
Had to.
Let
You,
me ask you
bro.
something. Now, we got to get back into this because I'm getting bothered a little bit about, and this whole live has been about Christopher Martin and Hitchman. So, can we go? Can we just take our minds on the other side of how what they believe, real quick? They
We can
believe
try
that Christine Russo and this dude conspired this story after the fact. Am I mistaken,
after the
chat? Is
fact.
that if there's anybody in the chat that is a pro
Well,
Mackenzie or maybe just believes of a retrial, let me know if
wouldn't
that's what they believe. Go ahead, Corrupt.
wouldn't there be like GPSs and things that would line up to the timelines of the phone calls, of the highway, of the description the stenographer wrote down that we're going through now? Like, wouldn't there be like some triangulation station type stuff they could do to see if that was a story or what a
Well, we
story?
don't know. That's the thing too. Are they going to go that far with witnesses where they look at cell phone records and geographical, to see if they were he actually was there is because
How much are you how much are you paying that lawyer? I mean,
because
I
wouldn't
don't
that be
know.
something Mackenzie Shirilla would have told her lawyer like, "Yo, say this or fight this," or because
But
that's not.
bro,
I don't know this guy.
I don't know that there's much that Mackenzie Shirilla is gonna tell her lawyer that's been practicing law 20 whatever years, longer than she's been alive. You know what I mean? Like she might be able to say whatever she wants to because they're the ones fitting the bill, but I don't know, man. I don't see, you know, I don't know, man. I don't see a lawyer like a lawyer is gonna tell you, look, that's not what's best, you know? And they I mean, it's a lawyer, bro. They get paid to talk people in and out of things. So, you know what I mean? You think a car salesman's bad, bro. Try to scheme a way out with a lawyer, like, and then you got the two parents. Like that's how I think the bench trial happened. The
Well,
lawyer's
let's take a.
idea
Let me
to
ask you that. Let me ask you, Corrupt. If it goes to 12, right? It goes to the 12.
yeah.
What we read today about Christopher Martin on the stand. How does the 12 feel about that? I mean, you have perception,
It
right? The name henchman, is that going to be in the back of their head? Is what the
it
defense
all
attorney? Go ahead.
It all depends. It all depends on the 12. Like, when you're doing that, whenever they drawing like each side, prosecution, defense, they have so many strikes that they can strike that they do not want as a juror, right? And then you end up whittling it down to where you get a certain set of where both sides somewhat agree, or you run out of strikes and now you can't, what I mean? But like I think if the defense could have set it up to be where it was more a younger demographic in that jury box, um, they would have had a lot better chances, a lot better. You know what I mean? Like the social media stuff and things like that. That would have been null and void because it's almost a cultural difference between the age of that judge and the generation of coming up on TikTok and all that, bro. Like I'm the girl that ended all for type of thing. They showed that like bro, that there so many girls were doing that, man. And you know what it is. It's hashtag FMS4L over here. But I'm just saying that's it's a whole different culture than what a older person would see it as. You know what I mean? The prosecution used things like Netflix did a decent job of pointing these kind of things out, which I don't know. I don't know, brother. Netflix,
Let me ask you this.
you can do better.
When it comes to, okay, so this is another thing too, what happens in cases, normal human error. Like we seen it with the body cam of like stuff that got written down in paperwork and stuff that's not necessarily like
Mm,
how, like this is
you
how
s-
my perception of it, how I see Mackenzie Shirilla in the car. I showed everybody a picture of a screenshot picture of her in the car. She doesn't look trapped. She just leaned over a
right,
little bit. She's not underneath the car.
right,
That's
right,
not
right. And she
true. I see it with
tiny.
my own. My own eyes are not
She
confusing me, bro.
She tiny, but I mean, you never know. I mean, devil's advocate, bro. An ankle could be pinched up and you can't get out. Okay, like, uh, uh I mean, I
Another
don't.
thing, another thing in the Wade Wilson case, right? There was
Yeah.
allegedly somebody seen Wade Wilson with a blonde haired girl, right? And it was somebody across the street that said this a week later, but they just wanted to get involved with the case, maybe, or whatever. I don't know. It was a neighbor across the street. But
Well,
that right there led to a whole bunch of people now blaming Mila for being there. Like they were, it just took one human error or one
well, bro.
little
Yeah,
thing to make it a
yeah.
conspiracy. And there's a lot in
Well,
this
you
case
remember?
with Mackenzie with
My bad.
just with stuff just going. There's a lot in this case. Real quick, there's a lot in this case where there's just like some little human errors, like from the
Yeah,
police and stuff. Like even with the pulse and just stuff from Davion and stuff like that,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
it makes them come with more questions, and they can make content on this. That's what
Well,
it's all about. They're making
bro,
content on this.
like I said last night on our live last night, if y'all ain't see that one, go back, check that one out last night. I made a short today about it. There's a link to it in there. Yeah, it ain't hard to find. Go check that
Dope
one out
short,
as well.
dope short.
But so bro, eyewitness versus a technical display is two different worlds these days, right? So and it's like you're talking about eyewitness, even if it is an officer of the law. I'll tell you something else in just 1 second. But you can say that the eyewitness saw this, the eyewitness saw that, but the black box says this. The eyewitness can change. The eyewitness can get paid to change. A technical black box is gonna stay the same unless it's hacked something crazy, right? But did you see the police officer that pulls over the woman? I believe all she like. uh, Let me go ahead. I digress. There's an officer that pulls over a woman, says, "Ma'am, I pulled you over because I saw you with the phone in your right hand." So she looks at the officer and kind of has a smirk on her face. She lifts up her right hand, which there is no hand, bro. There's no way she doesn't have a hand. She doesn't have a right hand. And
Holy
so
crap!
the, yeah, like we could pull the video up. I'm sure it's not very long, but it's wild. People in the chat are gonna know what I'm talking about. Somebody will. But yeah, she goes on to state like, so you said you saw it with my right hand. And so then like uh and she keeps on she's giving this officer a hard time. Some like bro, there was some people talking about she was being a type of, what I mean, type of female, and it's like no, like this lady for real, like she's just being kind of sarcastic, but smug, but also knowing she's right in the right, and she knows the law a little bit, but so the officer, he's like, ma'am, yes, okay, I know, I said in your right hand, but you had a phone in your hand. She was like, no, I didn't have a phone in my hand. And he said, hand to God. She put up her non-handed hand to say hand to God. He said, ma'am, no, the other hand. Like, what the, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
bro, come
crazy.
on.
And we got Miss Cindy Owens up here. Miss Cindy, how you doing?
Good evening.
Hi, can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Hi, Crop. Hi, Plug.
Good
How's it going?
evening.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I wanted to. I know we're a little bit past this point, but there were some comments that were in the chat that I saw tonight that are really working on my mind.
Okay.
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 Well, what?
Someone made the comment that Dominic was the controlling one.
Huh.
For their information, I read their text messages. And it wasn't Dominic saying, "Oh, Kenzie, you can't go hang out with your friends. Come home right now. Come home right now." It was Mackenzie. Dominic, he would go to his friend Carl's house. He'd go to other people's houses. And she would threaten to come over there to their houses because Dominic wouldn't come home. He couldn't
Oh,
hang out
well,
with his friends.
Well, and also the dominant one would be the one outside the house beating on the door, talking about you got 10 seconds to open this door and quit acting like a bitch. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
he was afraid to let her in there. Why? Because of quote unquote tussles.
Yeah, they
Obviously,
can't they can't match that one up with the one they have him in the car telling her to shut up. Like there's no match to that. Like when she was very aggressive that day, and it was used, and that's why that was used in court.
there was a video where he's telling her if she didn't have anything nice to say to keep her mouth shut, basically, or he was going to whip the car over and kick her
Mhm.
out of the car. But these people want to believe, oh, Dominic's threatening Kinsey. He's hurting her. No, people, that saying means I'm gonna pull over this car and make you get out of it wherever
Well,
I pull over at. Not
it's
literally
like
kicking
a
her out of the car.
it's like a
Hmm.
Uber driver canceling your ride because you got their back seat dirty or whatever reason. They you know what I mean? All of a sudden, no, you cancel, bro. You get out the car. You're dropped off here.
All I've heard that from my family over the years. They're gonna say they're gonna whip over the car on the side of the road. That means they're gonna pull the car
Yeah,
over, not
yeah. That's why
literally, not
uh,
literally
we
make the car roll over multiple times, like some
look.
people are probably imagining.
If I'm on the phone call with Plug and I'm like, yo, man, I'm about to go hit the smoke shop. I'm about to jump in the whip and head out. That's how I talk. Like, I'm not talking about, you know what I mean? I don't plan on that, but I call it a whip because you whip it. You whip it back and forth. You go left, right, whip. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to jump in the whip. So I'm gonna whip this car. I'm gonna whip the car over and you're getting out. Like, that,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? In Alabama, we also say, hey, what car you riding on? Now you think we're really riding on top of the car? No.
Mm.
Well, it's what car are we taking? What car are we gonna ride in? But we say in Alabama, hey, are we riding on the truck or are we riding on the Taurus?
And
Like,
then
yeah.
there's times when she would be telling Dominic that, like you said, when she was going to get to the house and was going to break in because he wouldn't let her in.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Come on.
Hey, plug folks in the chat. They know the one-handed lady story I'm talking about. Somebody did say she got a ticket, but I heard later that they dropped it all. Hey, she might be getting money actually. I don't know. Sorry, Cindy. I had
Hopefully
to
for
throw that in
everyone.
there for the chat.
I love listening to y'all because me and y'all are on the same page a lot of the time.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
How do
we
you feel about this henchman thing? Do you think that a jury of 12 would, take this into consideration? They do have a witness before the actual murder.
To be honest, I think they should because he was a witness to seeing the thing happen because she's driving the car and he's calling his mama and his mama wasn't feeling good, so she had
well,
Mr. Hinch go pick him up, and
but they're
he's
making a
hearing
big deal out of
Kinsey.
his name,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoop de doggone do.
out of a nickname, not a
Like if
legal
he doesn't
name.
have that
You know what I
name, this
mean?
conversation's not even there, right?
Right? No, it's
The
not.
nickname don't mean
If his name
that
is just
nickname don't
Chris
have
Martin, then
exactly
all we do is think of Curtis Martin.
the nickname has no importance. It's just
But
a
but to
nickname.
people pushing narratives and deflecting, it does.
To them, they probably associate the word hench or henchman with criminal activity.
That does the dirty deeds of the boss.
Exactly.
That's
The
what a
muscle
lot of people
behind,
would
like
think
the muscle
henchmen.
behind the organization or whatever.
But most likely the man got the word henchman because he would handle whatever business that he was supposed to handle. Like it's probably a nod to his character more than it is a you know destructure of his character.
Exactly.
You know,
It,
yeah, go ahead.
Exactly.
And you know how I know that this family isn't connected with and as like a mob family and shit would have because all these people like Bubba would already been gone.
yeah,
This is the
well,
thing. You can't go
maybe.
and keep saying this, and keep saying, yo, this family that sells drugs, this family is a murder family, da 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 da, and then expect to be living if they're really about that. Because honestly, we've seen it over and over again. Even the Wade
Well,
Wilson case, that one girl got touched. That one Wade wife, well, I think she might have lied about it, but either way, she said she got touched. Shit
well,
happens
here's
if they're really about it, but they're not. They're not that type of family. So I don't know why that's the narrative. They have escaped the way of Mackenzie Shirilla being guilty. Now they're trying to prosecute the Russos.
well, bro. Here,
Yeah.
okay. So Miss Cindy says about being on the same page, but this is something you and we try to do quite frequently, and that's play devil's advocate, right? So devil's advocate to that remark is you ain't gotta be super mob or nothing to be doing stuff illegally to get a little bit of dividends. Like I mean, there's probably way more people that are doing things and just getting by or doing things on the slide, making a little bit than there are the real mobsters running around. And those dudes that are doing things on a minor or a mid level like that, um, they really ain't the type that are gonna move like the mob, bro. You know, like now, do I believe any of that? No, no, I don't. I think what Plug's saying is you're right on the money. I think these people are not what everybody's trying to describe them as, but we can't be we got to be able to logically try to break down multiple sides whenever we do things like this. So if you're dealing with mid-level operators are going to operate like mid-level, not like mobsters. Devil's advocate.
What I'm
And this is a
noticing,
great comment too. They say Shirillas are the ones who keep talking about ride or die, keep tabs on their little gang, kick out anyone who's out of pocket. That's a good point. Good comment, Just Pepper.
Nice.
what I'm noticing through this whole situation is certain things keep popping up. Oh, because of the Russo last name, they're part of the mob or the mafia. That don't mean a hill of beans.
Well, there's a lot of Russos, bro. Like, what if we O'Neills or Smiths? Are we gonna put them part of the IRA? Like, you know what I mean?
And then you've got those trying to say, even to this day, oh, Judge Russo is related to the Russo family. It's been
That would have been
proven, people, that she is not related to them.
that case could
Otherwise,
have never happened if she was. It would have been a conflict of interest out the gate. It would have been a whole nother judge. That would have been one of the first steps taken before she was
exactly.
setting judge.
So Angelo, I think we just take Angelo's statement out of it. Like there, I don't I'll read his transcript tomorrow night or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I'm not particularly happy what he got charged with, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with everybody about that. But he's not on trial at this moment. But when it comes to he's in his brother, RIP to his brother and condolences. But what he's saying in there is basically he's painting a picture of the abuse that his brother was receiving from Mackenzie, and we'll get to it tomorrow on that.
But,
Yeah, I mean,
but
we
yeah,
got some of
that
that in
should.
the transcripts.
But yeah, I
Sorry,
think
Cindy.
they should let Hinch telling that about what he saw about her waylaying on Dominic in the car, because he saw it and he heard her say that she was going to crash the car. He was a witness to that, which proves that Kinsey is psycho. That bull crap about it being an accidental crash, no. If it
Yeah,
was,
that's another thing too, which we see a picture of a slipper underneath the pedal or whatever, but it's if it's underneath the gas pedal, that'll make sense. And then when we read the paperwork, it says the slipper was actually on top of the acceleration pedal, like it was stuck to it. So I don't know. I don't know.
and plus that
Again, I
picture
think
you
there's human
showed,
error when it comes to this case. It's human error. But go ahead.
and plus the picture you showed of her laying over Dominic,
Oh yeah, and you're there 45 minutes before anybody shows up. And like I
that
said
didn't look
last
like she
night,
was stuck.
I mean, man, you lay in there with 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 the quote unquote love of your life. And we all know when we pass away, our eyes are not always closed. So like you there for 45 minutes and Davion still has a pulse, a light pulse in the back seat, man. And you laying there 45 minutes with the love of your life that you just uh,
And his injuries were fatal, right? But for some
yeah, I
reason they
believe
said
that.
pulse. So he probably wasn't. He probably was. That's what they said, that he actually did pass on impact, but he had a light. They said they felt a pulse. They actually got him out the car first.
Hey, notable, just so you know, we're not trying to say, we're not putting Hinch on trial here. We're just saying that I'm just saying that I feel that him witnessing the fact that, I don't want to say her name, Kay was waylaying on Dominic in the car when he went to pick up Dominic, that should be allowed in because that shows that it was all Kinsey and not Dominic in regards to the waylaying on the punching. Because Dominic and Davion did not deserve to die like they did.
Now,
No,
this is
they
an
did not.
exclusive picture. I don't know if you Mackenzie supporters that are in the chat have seen this. So they try to say that we're not saying that she's not stuck. We already talked. We already had Forge and Thought in the chat. He was a first responder and already said they're going to use the jaw lice even if the ankle is caught in there. They don't want to cause further injury. She is not
Yeah.
underneath the car right here. That is still the driver's seat. She's leaned over a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
for again, this is like human error from the case, but my eyes don't trick me. I know what I'm looking at.
I mean, man,
She's
like
just laying there,
who
playing
knows
the
with the
part.
weirdo mentality of her brain, bro? She could be leaned up on Dom. Like
No, I
who
know where
knows?
look her up. I know where Dom's at, and I know where Davion's at. She's not. She's right next to him, but she's not on him or anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like leaned up far as she can, like like saying things. Like who knows with this twisted mind what could have happened in those 45 minutes of just sitting there.
She looks like she's just laying there playing the part, like an actress. I mean, yes, she had injuries from the car crash, but still.
I still want to report of her injuries. Never got that. Never got a report of POTS. Never got any kind of. I think we
What about
got. Go ahead.
what about Christine talking about, oh, she's unconscious? Natalie saying Natalie's unconscious. She's unconscious. She can't, you can't talk to her, nothing like that. Whole time she wasn't unconscious. She's laid up in there taking selfies and such.
That's another thing that's not mentioned in the trial, and that we found out later on. That is a great point, Corrupt. The whole time that Natalie was going around saying that her daughter was unconscious, she was conscious and up and everything.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
so Natalie's manipulating everybody
The
that is
narrative.
anybody inside of these circles. and we wonder why Mackenzie's a manipulator.
Miss Cynthia and Nicole in the chat. So the parents could talk about all they want, but we go by paperwork here. I need paperwork of seeing what her
Oh,
injuries
good.
were. Now, Miss Cynthia, you know that she went. Not you, Miss Cindy. There's another Cynthia in the chat. That I think she's pro Mackenzie or whatever. Uh, but what
Oh,
about her going back, Cynthia, Nicole? What about her going back to the DMV, getting a license, and then going and driving again? This is in the transcripts. She drove after. So how bad were their injuries really?
Huh. She went to concerts. 3 months later, she dressed up, going Halloween. Bro, I never been trick or treating in my life till I had my own kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
yet her father and mom was like, well, she could barely walk. She looked like she was walking just fine and dandy to me in them pictures, those videos.
Barely, barely walking. Yeah, yeah, barely walking. Look, man, let me tell y'all something real quick. Can I take a moment, real quick, plug? Um,
Hmm.
Let me tell y'all something. You want to talk about barely walking, man? Everybody, please send your thoughts and prayers, energy, whatever it is you believe in. Even if y'all don't know her, this is some of my people that I met on YouTube. Ended up being 5 minutes down the road from me. This is my actual neighbor, lives on the same lake as I do. Anna the goat. Anna the goat has emergency surgery in the morning. So
Oh
please,
no.
anyone, whether you know her or you don't know her, if you have any respect for your boy Rupp, um, please, healing thoughts, healing prayers, healing energy, safety, security, and strength. Please.
Okay.
Yeah, South to Anna, we know Anna very well. So Anna, she was a manager for a couple prison genre people. She's been around for a while. She has a channel with a lot of subs. She's a nice lady. She doesn't come
She's
with negative
great,
energy on the internet. Prayers to
great
her.
heart, great soul. Her
We're
husband,
definitely
great, great dude. I'm telling you this. I know these people personally. Never knew them before I met them on YouTube.
What's her
But
channel name again? So we could throw prayers to her
well,
channel.
she has two. One is Anna Love Works with a
Anna
Z
Love
word
Works.
Z at the end, and then one is Anna Love dot Works.
The Anna Love Works is the main one, right?
I mean, it's all up for debate. She hasn't been doing a whole lot, man. Actually, we went live together. Um, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. I can post that live and her channel in just 1 second. Um, and you can see it on over there on my post. And I don't know. That's that whole thing. She's got one account with 12,000 subs, another account with a few hundred. I tell her use the account with a few hundred because she always gets more views on it because that was her account. The 12,000 it's a whole. The demo plug. I don't have to break
Hmm.
it down right here, but it just thank you, Justified, my number one right there. Thank you. Um, drywall slinging champion of 26.
Prayers to Anna, man. We are thinking about you. I do want to get back to this comment though that Swifty left. She was conscious when she got out of the car, right? That's the main dude. We don't need to
Yeah,
say anything else. She was conscious when they got her out of the car. So this whole thing
Exactly.
that she was, it's ridiculous.
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, bro. All them
She was
people that want
conscious
to
because
support that and go ahead.
you go ahead, Krupp, sir.
Well, thank you. I was just gonna say all the people that are supporting that, getting behind that, the whole movement. This, you talking about a female that's already been convicted, not charged, not practiced,
Not only
convicted.
convicted, she's on her habeas corpse, her last hope that no one
Yeah,
ever gets reversed. Like that's so rare to get reversed. Like if she gets that reversed, that's like
What is the percent on that? It has to be so.
Um,
Bro, you have a better shot of beating the feds in your in the trial of a RICO than getting the habeas corpus reversed. Like you're not going to. And then another thing too is like you guys are gonna fuck up her case. She got 15 to life. You get her in front of 12. And all this new information, you want everything open, the messages, everything. Then she's gonna get fucking life without fucking parole. And then you're really gonna be like, oh my god. There's a chance for Mackenzie Shirilla to actually reverse her life, and the people on social media are not helping her at all. Natalie Shirilla, you're not helping her at all. This is what the people on the internet should be doing, actually pushing her to actually admit guilt, go through the process, because do y'all know that's how you, not you on a panel, but the Mackenzie supporters from TikTok, don't y'all know that's how you have to get out, do parole? You have to show remorse. You have to show guilt.
mhm,
So what are you
mhm.
doing? You're wasting her time. You're actually making it worse for Mackenzie. At the end of the day, if this habeas corpus don't go through, now y'all are in the trick bag. So because there's nothing else left. Now you're just making content for no reason. She's not there. There's nothing. There's no appeal left. There's no way that she's going to reverse it. So what are you really doing? Grifting. Go ahead.
I want to.
Boom.
I want to address Cynthia Nicole. You
I
say, and I quote, "It's in the body cam that she's not coherent or making sense." Let me tell you something. She was conscious because the officer said that her chest was still moving because she was breathing and she was not unconscious. And yes, she was coherent because when she was asked her name, she said, "My name's Mackenzie." If she wasn't coherent, then she couldn't have said that her name was Mackenzie. So that is null and void right there about her not being coherent and making sense, because she was able to tell the cop her name was Mackenzie.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I don't know, Cindy. I don't know. Um,
Well,
I've
she
been
told.
pretty transparent about, you know, being a horrible fuck up for a long time. And I've been in some pretty rough shape, and I've been stayed knowing my name. I've been
And
stayed, um I've known the president. I mean, I've had my head split, I mean, I've done other things injury wise that, they come to me and they ask me certain things. I still know them. I still, because it's not just my conscience talking, it's things they're asking you that you subconsciously know. Because when you can't answer the things that you subconsciously know, you're really messed up.
and I think Miss Cynthia Nicole in the chat, she hasn't watched our channel enough to the point where we showed the unredacted part of the body cam where Mackenzie's in the ambulance and she's very communicative with the first responders. So I don't know what you're talking about, the 911. Yeah, we, again, you could go by 911, but then you're just gonna not use your eyes and ears and watch the truth? Because then that's you're not being fair for something that's already been convicted. You guys are playing this like fantasy that you're
And
hoping that would
well,
happen. And listen, if it comes back of the habeas corpus and it flips over, then we can have, now these conversations are back, but it's very slim. And then what are y'all gonna
well,
do?
it's
Like, what are they gonna do when we get a decision back? I don't know, bro. It's gonna get
well,
weird,
it's
dude. I'm
funny
actually
that
getting weirded out.
they don't want to be fair about this stuff, but like then you got us over here that um eh, we play devil's advocate, just like I just did with Miss Cindy right there. I'm not trying to argue with her or nothing. I'm not trying to say she wrong. I'm just trying to say that there can be times that you can be out of it and know your mind, know your name. And you know what I mean? Like it- I try to keep it fair. I do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
try to think things logically. I try to give benefits of the doubt. I try.
I
But
never seen
your
a true
girl,
crime case where I never seen a true crime case where the person already admitted that they did it. We know that they did it, but they
yeah,
still saying that she's innocent. I've never. Are
yeah.
y'all out of y'all, bro? Whatever kind of
I
fucking weed y'all got,
Send it to me. I would love to
I mean,
smoke
it's
this shit.
happened. I
What
mean,
the
bro, there's
hell?
been all kinds of confessions, right? Like, but I mean, it's just so happens the day and age we're in now, you know. But people been recanting confessions as long as they've been giving them. So,
Hey, Corrupt
go ahead,
Sir.
Miss Cindy.
I
Yes, ma'am.
wasn't talking. I wasn't talking about you in
I
regard
know,
to
I know.
because it was Cynthia, that Cynthia Nicole chick was saying that that Kenzie wasn't coherent, but yes, she
Well,
was because when the cop asked her name, she was not unconscious, and she said, "My name is Mackenzie."
yes, yes, and I totally understand what you're saying. I wasn't trying to mean it like that. I was more
Oh, I
meaning
know.
it for like the person you're referring to in the chat, the people that are coming over here and they're on that side. Like there's I'm very logical on things. I like to think things through. I like to try to be calculated on things. And I'm not just going to be like, "Oh, yeah, 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 F her." You know, just I'm not an echo chamber yes man type dude. I'm going to play the devil's advocate, and if I can disagree on some kind of grounds, then I will. No matter if Plug says it, DVS says it,
Exactly.
Pino says it, um I mean, man, that's what makes shows, right? Like we don't want echo chambers all the time. Like we want to be
Right.
able to discuss the things, but
Exactly.
see the people that sit over there and defend, uh, well, we'll call it defending, but truly it's deflecting most of the time. They don't want to ever play any type of fair. They want to run narratives. They want to sit there, deflect, run narratives, and push agendas for their little wicked witch of the West. All right. So I
Right.
mean, like y'all can miss me with all that stuff, bro. Like I run it fair. I y'all are the ones that are not seeing things straight. The
All right,
girl
yeah,
has
this
been
well, and we're not
convicted.
talking about you, Miss Cindy. We have we have a Cynthia Nicole in the chat that's fighting for this, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna let's break this all down. Let's break
That's
corrupt. Give me
exactly
one
who I was
second.
talking about.
She She's not innocent, she says. LOL. Just a murder. She's not innocent, just not a murderer. Okay, are you saying for Dom or for Dom and Davion? Because now we have y'all here. We've already mentioned this earlier. You guys you guys fail to mention Davion Flanagan, because if she was only intended to kill Dom,
well,
or again, go ahead
what is it then? Negligent homicide?
and let me
Vehicular
pull this up.
homicide? Because they all end
Let
in
me
homicide.
So let's put manslaughter. Let's go down to manslaughter, bro. We won't even do vehicular homicide because that's even more time.
That
Let's
sounds
do
even worse.
Ohio.
I know it's
Let
not,
no.
but
Let's go to manslaughter for two victims. And Ohio generally averages 6 to 22 years. You guys are upset she got 15. Grow the fuck up. It's time to grow the
fif-
fuck up. It's time to put your big girl pants on and grow the fuck up.
no,
She got the middle average of what she would have got for manslaughter. Shut the fuck up.
y'all
Shut the
want to
fuck up.
support y'all want to
Now I'm
support that
starting to
girl,
get
take the
pissed.
energy that y'all want to support that girl, take the energy that you're using to get up here on the internet and do all this deflecting and all this running games. Take that energy, go get a job or a second job, and use that to send her commissary money so she can be safe, so she can be secure, so she can be happy. If y'all want to really take up for your girl, go do that. Cause she's sitting down, bro. Get over it.
And what if she got manslaughter and she had to do them consecutively? You guys are not pro Mackenzie supporters. You're not thinking it through. Think it through. Use your brain.
Logic.
All right, we got to get out of here, man. I got to go
Just
to
be
bed.
logical, man. Remember, if you ain't being logical, you're probably being dumb. And if you're leading with the emotions, you headed down a dead end. Stop it.
I wish please, one of y'all come up and debate me one time if you free Mackenzie supporters. I have my notes ready. I have my bulletins. I have my points. I want to get across. I'll be respectful, but I'm gonna win. I promise. If it stays on Mackenzie. Now, if it goes to other cases, I don't know too much about too many other cases, but this one, this is
It doesn't make it doesn't. When you guys argue one thing, you're forgetting about Davion, and it goes against that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like every time, every single time.
R.I.P. Dom
Exactly,
and
because it's not just
Davion.
Dominic that lost his life, it was Davion. They're both victims.
Shout out to Davion's friends too, man. That Life's 360, them going, showing, letting folks know, and all that, man. Like, don't
And
overlook that,
y'all
man.
ain't gonna have a long time either, because when this habeas corpus gets denied, it's 1 to 2% that she has a 1 to 2% chance. So majority looks like she's gonna not get it right. After that, then you guys are arguing for nothing. There's
Nah,
nothing left for you to
they
get her out. It's
they
you're arguing for
arguing.
nothing. There's
They
other
are,
people that need your There's people that are innocent that would love this energy you're giving Mackenzie.
bro. They arguing for nothing already. Except that's wrong too. They arguing for their own attention, bro. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, y'all need attention. We get it.
Thank you,
Well,
Pretty
thank
Zen, for the jewels. Oh, go ahead, Cindy. Sorry.
thank you, Plug and Krupp, for allowing me on for a few minutes. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you.
It's my pleasure, always.
Definitely, definitely. We love the input. Appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah, you killed
Plus,
it,
if
Miss
you ever
Owens.
want
Thank
me
you
to
so
come,
much for coming up.
hey, if you ever want me to come up, I'll come on up. It's because of Dominic and Davion I've switched my degree to from Associate of Business Administration to Associate of Criminal Justice
Oh wow.
Awesome.
because I've said this before. I've always watched true crime. I'm 48, and this case about Dominic and Davion is the one that I've never been affected in my life by one as much as I have for this one. It woke something up in me that I didn't know existed, and I didn't have a clear path for the business administration degree. But when I saw Dominic and Davion's case, I'm like, criminal justice. I want to be an advocate for the victims. Since they're not
Passion.
with us anymore, someone has to be their voice. So why not me? And
No
then I
doubt.
want to be an advocate for the victims' families.
Yes. Yes.
And there is a
That's
clear.
something that I hate that gets I don't know if we could say overlooked, but overshadowed definitely could say because there's a lot of talk of the accused or convicted, and then there's a lot of talk of the victims. But man, there's so many that are still here that are they okay. So the little wicked witch of the west, she living in a prison, right? She confined in a prison, but there are family members that are in a mental prison right now, still to this day. It's not going away. Like she can sit in there and make little hot pockets and hang out with her little friends and kiss girls and do whatever. But these people are having to go to work, do the regular everyday stuff that all the rest of us have to do: property taxes, pay insurance, do all the regular stuff. But on top of that, mourn somebody who should not be gone yet. We all have people that are gone. We have people that were gone at the times that they were supposed to be gone, and we all know people have people that were gone too early as well. But when they are taken from you, and it's not just an accident, it's not just something tragic that happened. Like those are bad enough. But when you have to deal with the fact that every day you could have talked buddy out of dating this girl, or you knew that she wasn't the right one, or you know how a human mind works, man. My sincerest condolences go out to the families of these victims.
It's a great
Be-
point, Corrupt, because look, she just had a birthday, right?
Yeah,
Whoop they do.
And her
yeah,
mom was
yeah,
able to call her and tell her happy birthday, right?
yeah.
What's understood don't need to be explained.
Exactly.
100% in that shit.